All right. It's going to be
Yep,
fun.
I know. And we just, I'm liking the part where I click the button and it just goes live during a random conversation like it just did.
Oh, yeah. We're live.
It'll be fun, yeah.
Cool.
I'm done with starting it professionally where we're like, hide the guest and have some fancy thing up on the screen that shows, the picture or something. Nah, mid-second.
Once I'm insulted, I would have liked to start a picture with just us. Started with just a picture of us. What do you get tonight? You get the Huntingtons. Woohoo!
Yeah, you get
something like that.
You get one half of the Huntingtons.
Hey man, it's always the Huntingtons if you and I are there.
We
can switch out all the other guys. As long as you and I are there, it's the Huntingtons.
Right, we can say that because they're not here.
Right. And there was a time where it's interesting because there was a time where we were still the Huntingtons when I wasn't there. And there was a time when we were the Huntingtons and you weren't there. It's like,
Yep.
We've run the full gamut, man.
Yep. So we're doing a really relaxed show tonight for our 1,000 viewers out there that have already started tuning in.
Yep. What have you been listening to lately?
What have I been listening to lately? I usually do a shuffle on my iPod. When Andy was here last week, was it last week he was here? Yeah. Wow, it's already Thursday. Holy cow. It is show night. It is Thursday.
Absolute awesome show. It is Thursday.
Yeah, good grief. I did just cut the grass. I'm a little like heat
wacky
here. Yeah, when Andy was here last week, I shuffled the iPod and I skipped past songs I'm not interested in listening to at the moment. I don't know. Kind of all over the place. I'm excited about the Cure show that's coming up, and Steven Sorrow posted a link to a new song that they played at their opening night 2 nights ago, I think, in Louisiana. The quality was kind of crap, so it was hard to really make heads or tails of what it sounded like, but they're playing 2 or 3 new songs in the set, so that should be interesting.
Here's the real give and take. How did he look?
Well, the video was from a pretty good distance, but from what I
still look fat.
He looked less fat than the last time I saw him. We'll say that. Like his guitar wasn't he wasn't playing it out to here.
He had turned into a monster.
Yeah, it didn't sit on top of the shelf of the belly there. It looked okay. Yeah, and of course cool. The bass player's never looked like he's aged. Like he still looks like he did in the 80s. It looks like
he just looked really old then.
No, he actually. You mean the bass player Simon?
Yeah, did he look really old back then, and so he just looks the same now?
No, I don't think he looked old back then. I don't think he looks old now.
Oh,
I think he's got a pretty youthful look to him.
Well, I've been listening to the Queers like crazy. The whole time I came to your house last weekend, I listened to the Queers. The whole way back, I listened to the Queers. I don't know what it was. I was like going through different albums, and going, no, I'd be thinking this is good, and then I'd be going back to the ones that were really good, and then I was like, oh man, and I still can't get past how daggone good Suck This Live at the Jam Room is. That album is just terrific, all the way through.
Well, that's 6 hours worth of driving. So you listen to every record twice?
I listened to the live album like on repeat, man. And then today, I went out and to get a salad for Christy, and on my way there, and on my way back, I listened to the Dhammas. And I was listening to Spend the Night, which I've always loved that album. And I was like, I started thinking, man, did they really, really record this? Was this really them? And then, so I put on the album just right before that, which was Turn 21. Huge chasm of a difference. So I wonder if there was some shenanigans going on, making them sound like a better band.
Well, did they just fall off the planet or what?
No, they did. They did an album. They sold 250,000 copies per album. They got that popular. Then they got on Atlantic and proceeded to sell 250,000 copies. They didn't get any more of an audience. Then after 2 albums, they weren't on Atlantic anymore. Did a greatest hits album. Then they did one more album. It was on their own record label and distributed through Red, back where there was the very last vestiges of when CDs mattered. Very, very last little bit. And it was cool, but it was overproduced and sounds. It just didn't have the same cool vibe. I mean, really, none of their albums even come close to Spend the Night. Not even close. But anyway, that one, it just feels too polished, you know. And then that was just it. They just broke up, and Allison, the guitar player, went on to kind of created a super group of girls that never really put out anything or did anything. And I haven't heard of anybody doing anything since.
That's weird. You would think that like one of them would have carried on, and you'd at least see some trace of them out there somewhere.
Well, I mean, you know, they're girls, dude, married and kids. You know?
Are they all married?
I have no idea. I'm just kidding. Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, the Queers, man. And I even like that Summer Hits, which I used to not like because it was like the guitar tone wasn't quite right or something. And now I really like it. It's great.
Summer Hits?
Yeah, it was where it was like a best of album, except for they went and just re-recorded all the songs again. So they went and had that Dusty somebody on drums, who's like a big time drummer, and Philip Hill on bass, and then Joe did all the guitar, and you know, and it's really cool too because Joe's voice, he's using his natural voice the whole time. He's not doing any like at all. It's just his totally pure normal voice, and he sounds great. You know, I wish the drums were louder, but I can fix that.
I was
I can get around to that and fix it.
I wasn't thinking about listening to the Queers, but I was thinking about the Queers the other day, and I was thinking in terms of like, I don't know, maybe it all just kind of came together because Josh and Chris are getting ready to go out with CJ Ramon, and thinking about, well, geez, every time one of the Ramones went and did something on their own, they all called it, you know, their name. You know, CJ Ramon, Joe, even after the band broke up, none of them called it the Ramones. They just called it their name. And I feel like, wonder why the Queers, why he doesn't just call himself Joe Queer. Because he doesn't have a band really, right? I mean, he kind of just grabs people as he needs them. And maybe sometimes it's consistent for a couple of months or a year, but then a year later it'll be different guys. Why doesn't he just call it Joe Queer?
Because and the Queer's name still has some value. And
it's not like people would know who it was.
Well, the Queers has had so many different lineups, and really, as long as Joe is the singer, it's like Motorhead had a lot of different lineups. Why didn't they just call it Lemmy? Nope.
They probably could have.
Yeah, it could have. But
it was
when
just
a name has value, it's like how much did you or I get any play you trying to use anything other than Huntington's? Zero. Of course, that's a different level on everything. Yes. Well, you know, if you would have come out with the Mike Holt, big time.
Oh, yeah. I wouldn't be sitting here on a Thursday night, that's for sure.
So, man, if I should have done an album called Mike Holt, I wouldn't be sitting here eating Rolos on TV.
Exactly. So, not that you or I care about it, but maybe we can talk about it before the guys that get in here care about it, and piss off a whole bunch of people who are watching that care about it. But did you see that the original lineup of Danzig, or not Danzig, see, I'm messing it up already. The original lineup of the Misfits is getting back together for Riot Fest this year. And then Danzig singing. It's like,
my only thing I can figure out is somebody needs some money.
Yeah. I've seen nothing but, when it comes to Danzig, nothing but like make fun of him memes for like the last 10 years of like him carrying kitty litter and like in a parking lot or something, and then it's saying something really funny, you know, with one of his songs, and now all of a sudden people are really excited that he's going to sing for the Misfits. I don't know. I don't care.
I don't either. I never ever liked them. I've just never liked them. You know, when they did all the Glenn Danzig stuff, they were all teenagers, and none of their albums are in key, or are in tune. The guitars aren't in tune, and just everything sounds terrible. Obviously, the songs are good because they sounded great every time Metallica would do them, and Metallica didn't try to change them at all. They just did them, and they sound cool. So the songs are good for what they are, but man, when they just either they didn't know how to play, didn't know what they were doing, whatever. Hey, man, I just didn't like those albums at all. And then when they got a little older and got major label and called the band Misfits and had a different singer, I liked them even less because their singer, who I really liked as a person, just sounded, it just didn't have a vibe that I liked at all. And I didn't like Danzig's solo stuff, even though that stuff was huge and it was cool because it was tough and hard and they were all good musicians in his band. But I just have never liked any of it. I've never liked that stuff. Just doesn't do it for me.
What do you think, Josh?
Well, I like the Misfits. I'm assuming that's what he's talking about.
We're talking about the reunion.
Yeah, I have never seen them, so the whole like Danzig versus non-Danzig, I just never really cared about seeing the non-Danzig version. But I saw actually Danzig at Riot Fest last year, I think, and I don't know, it was all right. It was kind of not my thing, gothic or whatever, but Danzig and the Misfits or whatever, yeah, that'd be cool. Be cool to see it.
Are you going this year?
I don't know. I didn't buy a ticket. I was really hoping that I'd be playing it, but and if so, then yeah, totally, I'm going. If I'm playing it, then yes, I'm going. But
well, on a good note, your hair looks the best it's ever looked on TV today, and you have the best lighting you've ever had on TV today.
Oh, yeah,
and your beard looks really good. Even though I don't like beards, it looks really cool on you.
My sister and my brother-in-law, this is their bedroom. So.
If you're over there, does that mean you're getting ready to record their harmonica for my album?
They have a teepee over there. No, I'm not. Yeah, I'm not. There's actually like 15 people outside the door there, and I was like, oh, hey, it's 9:15. I should probably go check on the show. So yeah, I will do that tomorrow, maybe, if I can.
It's only like 2 songs, right, Mike?
3. Well.
Oh yeah. One of them's important solo. You and Me. That's like the hit single. I need your guitar track. I need your guitar solo on that, my man.
Guitar solo? All right. Well, I can probably do that.
That's
one
the baby, oh baby. That's that song.
Yeah.
That's the big hit single. I need you to come through on that one.
Yeah.
Cliff's livelihood depends
on it. I want to, man. I really do want to. I just really have the whole week has been time crunched for me. I've been working I gave my 2-week notice and then I'm off at 5, but I worked till 6:30 the other night, even though that I have 2 days left at my job here. There's no reason for me to work that late, but I just did.
Oh, you've been working even though you quit?
I've been working, yeah. I want to get paid for these 2 weeks, and I also had stuff I wanted to. I don't want to just leave. I don't want to bail on everybody and just leave, and I can't do that. I have to make sure. I don't know why, but I would feel bad if I didn't
It's called character. It's called character.
Everything was good to go. Yeah. I can't help it, man. I have such awesome character. I can't help it, man.
And that's precisely why he's going to finish the stuff that he needs to do for your record.
And that he committed to do.
Yeah.
He has such good.
His hair looks good. His beard looks good. He has good lighting.
He can't leave. He can't leave without it being finished because of the character.
Well, I gotta. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go drive home to my house and whatnot. So, if and when I come back on later, assuming you guys are still on. I'll be back in my old crappy lighting, but with the same awesome haircut.
Yeah. Oh, that's a new haircut?
Yeah, man. This is an hour old, that thing.
Man, it looks good. And, I think you should have that beard. I think that looks really cool. I mean, beard, not really a Huntington's thing. But look, that'll make it look like you're closer to me and Mike's age. So that's good.
All right.
All right,
wait, let me...
So you're going to go home and record right now?
I guess Chris doesn't do these things anymore, huh?
He said he's going to come on at 9:30.
All right. Yeah. And is the link is out there?
Yep.
It's out there.
People can join.
See, the thing with Chris is he wanted to be in the Huntingtons his whole life, And then he finally gets into Huntington's, and it's like when you're like jonesing for a new car. If I could only get that car, it'll make me happy. And then you get the car, and then and you're so happy, but after a little while, you're used to the car. It's just your car, and it's not a big deal anymore.
Yeah.
Same
That's
thing.
probably what it is.
Yep. Cool, dude. All right,
It's kind of like your beard. Your beard is really great now, but a week from now, Cliff will be like, it's just his beard.
Yep.
Yeah.
Not going to care anymore.
All right. Well, hey, thanks for
Drive home and rejoin.
Yeah.
I will try and join back on very soon.
Cool, man. All right, buddy.
All right. See ya.
Bye.
And that's, well, now he's sort of like frozen. But that's how easy it is. You click the link, you come in. You say hi. You don't have to stay forever.
Nope.
You can.
Where's Keithy Huntington, man?
Yeah. Where's all our regulars?
Yeah, dude. Well, you know what? We kind of kicked them all to the curb a few months ago when we took this to a you can't come unless you're invited and you're not going to be invited kind of format. So now we're like, hey, we're trying to invite everybody. And they're like, hey, you didn't need me. Now that you need me, I think I'll stay home.
Yeah. I think I'll go join another hangout where people want me there. Josh is frozen, and I don't want to kick him out. If I kick him out, then he won't be able to get back in under his.
I like it. I think it's cool. It's like people can just kind of look at him and say, "Hey, there's bearded Josh right down there." I can just look at him, a little small picture with 2/3, 4/5 of his face on the screen.
Yep.
Pretty cool. Yeah.
People might just think that that's his icon picture or his G+ picture. That's not even a live thing. So we'll see how that goes.
Hey, there's Keithy.
We call him out.
All right. What's up, dude?
Plus picture that's not even a live thing. So we'll see how that goes. You're watching the YouTube feed. You got a camera thing. Thank you.
Yeah, turn off the YouTube feed. Join for real. Hey man, where's your audio? No audio.
Still non-existent. But what I imagine you saying are Cliff and Mike are the best. I'm so happy to be here.
I can't wait to finish this documentary on the best band that's ever been existed.
Yep. I just finished hour number 2 of my rough draft of the Blu-ray.
Yep. I'm a professional audio visual engineer, and yet I can't get the audio to work when I'm on the Huntington's Hangouts.
I'm sure he's just refreshing, but it's great. It looked like we bullied him out of the room, which is pretty fun. Oh, he's back.
Hello? Is it working now?
All right, audio visual engineer.
Yeah, I always turn the microphone off on my camera because it picks up audio, and I don't want Microsoft listening in on me. And then I forget that I turn it off. So.
Oh, that's cool. Microsoft is listening to you.
I'm kidding.
What have you been up to, man?
Working.
How's the job going? How's the job going? Of course, you're working at a TV station, and you're working at retail selling clothes, right?
Yeah, the whole retail thing was just a big joke. I filled out an application because I had a sign there, and I was like, this is going to be funny. And then the idiots actually hired me, so I don't know.
So now you got 2 jobs.
So now I have 2 jobs.
You know, a lot of people can't even get one. You must be white and selfish. Well, those 2 things go together, right?
More or less. You should go hump the wall real quick. I saw you in a video.
Yeah.
That's what the people really want to see. They don't really care about how many jobs you have, fancy clothes that you buy. They want to see you humping the wall.
We gotta keep this G-rated.
Nah, we don't go for that, man. We gotta appeal to all different audiences.
In reference to the previous conversation, I just have to throw out that Glenn Danzig sucks, and I will not be attending that nonsense. But if they had a reunion of the Famous Monsters lineup, I would be there in a heartbeat.
No, see. Wait, Famous Monsters. Is that the version with the other guy?
Yeah, that's the version with the other. He was a much better vocalist, much better lyricist, much better stage performer. He was just better all around.
I don't know, man. All the videos that I saw from them back then, I couldn't get it off the station fast enough.
Don't believe the hype. You've been hyped.
No, I haven't been hyped. I don't even like the band in any incarnation. See, that would be a great name for a new album by them. Incarnation. It sounds like something that they would do. Hey, look who just got on. But there's no mic. There he is. What's up,
Hey,
dude?
how's it going?
Jared, long time no see.
Yeah.
Does it feel so good to be back?
Absolutely.
So are you guys coming to see us at Audio Feed?
No, I was gonna try to catch you maybe at one of your summer tours, maybe Morgantown or Dayton.
Oh, you live close to those?
No, I live in Kentucky, near Lexington, but it's
it's a central
5.5. Yeah, right.
Yeah, the Morgantown wouldn't be bad, and neither one of them. I mean, it's just a few hours drive. That's doable for you. And we'll have our stuff down then. The shows will be great. You'll have fun. That'll be cool.
Sounds good.
We're
Did you
playing
already
this
play
weekend. We'll
that
see what it's
set?
like. What?
You playing that same set this weekend?
Yeah.
Okay.
Dude, we always play one set in it for a year. So, it gets to the point where we have it memorized.
They can only remember 15 songs at a time.
Yeah. And I never rehearse, like, we're doing the whole album, and then we're doing some other songs afterwards, and I'm not rehearsing the other songs. I'm just depending on being okay with it. We'll see.
You're just depending on Josh carrying you.
Other way around, buddy.
He's not here to defend himself, so he can talk all the smack he wants.
Hey, it's cool, though, because, like, almost all the solos are mine this whole show. Josh is, like, having to do fancy schmancy stuff that's not even in the songs just to feel like he's doing something. It's cool. It's like just like the old days. Yeah.
I do agree with you. He did have a very nice looking beard tonight.
Yeah. Yeah. He look good.
Yeah.
I will never have a beard. If I go pure cue ball bald, which doesn't appear to be happening, then I will still not have a beard. Won't happen. Just not that guy. And you are both. You just like show as little face skin as possible.
That's right. That's right.
Well, it's cool. If you come to the Morgantown show, you'll get to see the Jasons.
Yes, they're a very cool band.
I may be at the
Yeah.
You might be at the Morgantown show?
because I want to see the Jasons. Screw the auto feed crap. Number one. Number two, it's a few hours away from where the in-laws live, and so we can kind of hit two birds with one stone with that one instead of going to Chicago and not. So.
Chicago.
Well, that's where audio feed is basically.
No, it isn't.
It might as well be.
It's really close to where
state of Illinois
Cornerstone
is
used to be.
Chicago. The whole state of Illinois is Chicago.
No. Urbana. It's almost the same as Cornerstone, dude.
Whatever.
Hey, I wonder if there will even be. I wonder if anybody will be there. Like, I wonder if it's going to be like a, you can't tell from the website pictures.
You know what? I'm going to send the link to the show to the guy that booked us for audio feed. Maybe he'll come on and talk about it.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
There you go.
Then he can let us know if it's like going to be big.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll be very forthcoming with that information.
You know, I am surprised though, Keithy, that you're not going to be there just to videotape it.
I can videotape Morgantown.
You can, but it's not going to be the big show.
Oh, brother.
You know? It'll be a Friday night. It should be pretty cool. Those Jason guys, they know how to make things happen. It should be cool.
Personally, I'd much rather, if I'm going to record anything, I'd much rather record a I guess a more intimate show than a huge show because I don't know, it's just usually the sound quality comes out better with the smaller venues. Cornerstone, the sound quality is always terrible. So.
Except for when you're there in real life, it's always awesome.
Well, yeah, in real life, I'm saying for the microphone, the sound was always terrible trying to get it in those tents, and I don't know.
Hey, look who's here, Chris. Is he driving?
Yeah, I'm driving, and I wanted to let you know that I've been listening to the show and hearing you trash me. So I needed to chime in and let you know that even though I'm not on the show, I'm still listening, jerk. And I will be on the show. I am on the way.
If he doesn't die first.
I'm on the way to get to a good computer and a good camera. And
I'm pretty sure what you're doing right now is really illegal.
Yeah, I know, but the good thing is I can keep my eyes on the road at all times. So But I just wanted to let you know that I've been listening to you trash me and
Cool.
telling people that I treat the Huntingtons like a used car or something, whatever that was.
I didn't say used car.
Or a new car, whatever, that
There you go.
that the novelty's worn off, and I just needed to chime in and yell at you for that. So.
Well, the novelty has worn off. You joined the Ramones now.
Right.
No, if people say that, that is so offensive. That's so offensive to me. This isn't the Ramones. It's not. I'm not.
CJ's watching the show, buddy.
No, he's not. I guarantee you, he's not. I guarantee you.
It would be so awesome if all of a sudden he popped in and said,
He's
"Hey,
on the show. We just have him hidden from broadcast right now, so no one can see him.
he's our
Hey,
special
Mike.
guest."
I'm not saying anything bad about it. I would never say anything bad about him. You guys are my boss.
Backpedal.
What did I say?
Hey, I don't know,
Anyway,
man.
You
You got training wheels on that bike?
No, Cliff, you're still a jerk. Still a jerk. I just wanted to let you know that I'm on my way. I will be joining the show very soon, and I'll see you guys in a bit.
Cool, dude.
All right, I'll see you.
All right, bye.
Bye-bye.
Novelty has
should,
definitely worn off. See, that's proof the novelty has worn off. He would have never talked to me like that before. When he
We
first
should-
joined the
we
band, he
should
was like,
start-
Cliffy
It's
Huntington.
over, man.
I know.
We need to start covering "We're a Happy Family" at the end of the set. At the end of the
Man, do I know that song? Man, I can't even hardly remember our
Same
own
chords as
songs
all the
unless
other
I've relearned them at the time. What?
It's the same 3 chords as all the other ones.
No, that's not true. Is it? We're a happy family. We're a happy family.
We're going to learn it right here.
I don't know. Give me a guitar.
Yeah, there you go. Hey, I think I saw Darlington was up in Morgantown like last week or something like that. I think he was up that way.
He flew in, him and his pink guitar.
Yeah, something like that. And
No, he gave that guitar away. He couldn't be a pink guitar. Well, it could be. Hopefully, it was his big orange
Reload.
Crush.
Yeah, he reloads, I guess. Yeah, when you guys gonna get a big contract like that and pass out guitars and stuff?
No, I like to keep my guitars.
Yeah, and we've never been sponsored. Well, no, wait, that's not true. After I left the band, you guys got sponsored by Epiphone.
Yep.
See, great things happen when Cliffy Huntington leaves. Maybe I should leave again. You guys will get like signed to Atlantic Records, tour with the Reformed Donnas.
Hey.
Oh,
Or
no,
who?
they were on Capitol. They were on Capitol. Never mind.
No, they were on Atlantic, dude.
Oh, Squad was? Okay.
No, you're talking about Squad 5-0?
Yeah, I
no,
might have
they
been
don't.
Squad 5-0, but then I said no, they were on Capitol. Never mind.
Yeah, that's true. Hey, did you ever listen to the Donnas?
Me? Yeah.
Okay. Do you think when you listen to all their albums that came up, including the one just before Spend the Night, and then you listen to Spend the Night, which is just like, do you think that it sounds like, do you think that somebody else, other people were helping or playing the parts on Spend the Night?
I wouldn't go that far. I mean, Spend the Night's their best album, to me anyway. It just seemed like they got everything right for that one. It was probably a bigger studio budget, so it probably came out that they had more time to record the songs. But I don't know. I wouldn't go as far as say it's, somebody else playing in studio. That's blasphemy.
I don't know, man. It's just such a huge difference. But I guess you could say the same thing even with, even our own progression, it all makes sense. You can hear it all, even though it got a lot better, but then you can hear it all happening from album to album. And their guitar work on Turn 21 is really good, but the songwriting's nowhere near as good. The drumming is nowhere near as good. Like, not even close. Oh well, doesn't matter.
Keith,
Yeah.
did you get into it anymore with that person over on the board about the DC Talk thing? Did that continue?
No, I just unsubscribed from the whole thing and washed my hands of it.
Were you just talking about how bad they are and everybody was getting all offended and upset?
No, I love DC Talk.
Really? Why?
Dude, okay. You gotta understand. When their Free at Last album came out in '94, I was like 10, And that was like the very first alternative music I ever heard. And so DC Talk was basically like my gateway to everything after that. So, yeah, huge.
Well, I understand that. Amy Grant and Whiteheart was that for me. And then Petra, and then it became Striper, and then it just went on from there. So I understand that. But DC Talk? Dude.
You just don't have the same, because when they came out, you'd already heard, you know, Deliverance and all that other stuff. So it's not the same with me. You know, I heard them. The only thing I'd heard before them was Amy Grant and Carmen. It's like, you know, loud guitars and rapping and stuff. It was the heaviest thing I'd ever heard.
Next thing you know, I'm going to see you with an Audio Adrenaline t-shirt.
They were good too.
Oh my gosh. Mike, is that the band that we played with that time?
You couldn't have played with Audio Adrenaline.
Who was that band we played with that guy was holding the dog when he came in? He had the long blonde hair, and he was a real, like, kind of...
It was in Georgia, right?
Yeah, at the Strand. Who was that? And they were trying to be all Depeche Mode. They were just so horrible.
I tend to think it was Audio Adrenaline.
I know, that's what I think too.
If you guys heard Audio Adrenaline, then that's crazy stuff.
But did Audio Adrenaline have a time where they were trying to be like Depeche Mode?
I don't think so. Their first album that came out in like 89 or 90 may have, but you guys weren't even thought of at that point.
We played with them in 1994. It was 94.
By the time 94 was around, they had released Don't Censor Me, and that was more or less kind of like DC Talk's Free at Last. It was like rapish rock. So, I don't know.
No, I don't know what it was then.
All right, I'm still here. I'm just going to do a quick Google search on crappy early 90s CCM bands, or whatever they're called, and see if I can figure out who this was.
Because it was like, remember their drummer was like this big, like, Hulkamaniac kind of jock guy. He was like actually really nice, but there was like 7 people at the show, and they had an enormous setup, like the biggest rock star crazy setup you could have ever imagined. And then on top of that, they had a live drummer, but they had backing tracks that were so loud with drums on them that it was like the drummer was airbanding. You couldn't actually hear him at all.
I don't think that'd be Audio Adrenaline, because the few times I saw them, they didn't have any backing tracks.
Well, Keith, name some other really crappy bands you liked back then.
Well,
sorry, was that a condescending statement? I apologize.
No, not at all. I mean, I just can't think of anything that fits what Cliff's describing, though. I mean, I could think of some bands, but not anything that would sound like Depeche Mode with backing tracks and stuff like that. I can't think.
All right, I gotta figure out who this was.
I know, me too.
They were someone that was like.
I gotta run, guys. I'll catch up with you later. I just want to pop in and say hey.
Hey, great to see you, Jared. I hope to see you in Morgantown or.
Yeah, try to catch you.
Awesome, buddy.
Sounds good.
I do. I have to find this out too now, man. My goodness.
Oh my gosh.
Totally, dude. It was like, and what was that? Did we also remember that guy that came to the studio and he was like, they were on REX Records and he was like, it was a 2-man band.
That was Pacifist?
No, and he just like swore all the time like he was trying to be cool Mr. Rock and Roll guy. Remember that guy, Mike?
What?
It was like a 2-man band on REX Records. They didn't have a bass guitar. They had a drummer and then the guitarist who was also the singer. That's all they were. And he just like swore all the time. Like it came out. It just came across real phony. Like he was trying to be like Mr. Cool guitar rock guy. You don't remember? He had like short blonde hair.
I do not remember that.
Yeah, Pacifist is the only 2-member band I could think of on REX.
Remember, it was them. Let's see.
All right, folks, if you're tuning in right now, we are live watching Mike and Cliff Google old school.
It was Code of Ethics!
That's who it was. That's who it was.
That's who the band is that we played. They were so terrible. Oh my gosh.
I think I may have saw them in '97.
Of course you did, because you listened to garbage music back then. We are establishing that right here, right now. If there was a crappy band in the early to mid '90s, Keithy liked them.
Huntington's at the top of that list.
Hey, buddy.
Yeah, we'll throw our hat in the ring.
Yeah,
Sure,
dude.
why not? Code of Ethics. Oh my gosh.
Yep.
Look
Yeah,
up
like
their
about the
video
Legos.
for the song Soul Bait. That's some good watching right there.
Does a guy have blonde hair and he's holding like a little dog?
Well, in that video, I think they're like fishermen and they're trying to fish and they're like jumping in the water trying to like, I don't know, catch these bass or something like. It was crazy. It was so 90s.
Sounds awesome.
Yeah.
All right, let me look at this pacifist front cover and see if I recognize this.
That name doesn't even ring a bell.
No, I don't think so either.
Well, I'm trying to think of.
No, that's not. This is not who that. No, it was on REX Records, and it was two guys. Yeah, and that guy. Two-man band.
Two-man band.
REX Records. Got to figure this out.
I believe in you.
Was it the choir?
No.
They weren't two
No,
man.
all it comes up when I put REX Records is T-Rex. Come on, man.
R.E.X.
That's what I did.
Huh.
Yes. Let's see.
Was it Leader Dogs for the Blind? That was just one guy, and he would have some guys kind of help him out.
No, this was like let me see here. Let me look at the whole artists.
Yeah, I'm looking at Wikipedia with the artist lineup.
Yeah, Throw, Sixpence, 650, Sacrament, Rocket Boy. Oh, Rocket Boy. I can't believe someone stole that name. They were so terrible too. Paramecium, Rose, Mercy Rule, Killed by Cain, Carrie Lithgren.
Boy.
This is by far the best episode you guys
I know, right?
Because it's like, live research. It's for science.
Well, I'm just glad I figured out Code of Ethics. But this must not be like every band that's ever been on this label, because this guy is totally not here, and I know for a fact the album came out and everything.
It was Living Sacrifice.
That was just overall a really weird experience. We think we've talked about it on here before.
Yeah, I just got up with like Chris Colbert. I wished him happy 50th birthday. He's only 4 years older than me. I had no idea. 3.5 years older than me. I had no idea.
Up there.
Complete discography. Maybe it'll be something like there. Maybe it wasn't on REX, but I was pretty sure it was, man.
So what else is new, Keith? Well, let's move it on.
Nothing else is new. I kind of like this research thing.
I gotta find this out. No, now they're giving me a band named Rex. Dang.
I think you might be getting hung up on the Rex thing. Maybe that's not part of the equation.
Really?
Was it Flying Dart?
How many two-man bands that were in that scene could have existed in the 90s?
Yeah, that's true. I'm just gonna put in CCM Music, two-man band. Everybody's talking about who killed Christian contemporary music. That's funny. Oh well. It's really not worth remembering. They were terrible anyway. I'm not opinionated at all. We should get that guy as a guest. Just have him.
I was going to say, maybe we should do that.
Yeah, everybody will know.
Was this during recording Sweet 16 version 1.0?
No, this would have been like 1994.
Oh.
Code of Ethics. That's so hilarious. Why did we always confuse them with Audio Adrenaline? It seems like the same band to me in my mind.
Yeah, I mean...
They're similar, aesthetically.
It's funny. When you think about it, this two-man band would have been like the original, like, white stripes.
I'm sure they were every bit as good.
Oh yes. Well, he had a Les Paul,
That's a
He had
start.
a Les Paul, and he was swearing a lot.
The thing I liked about White Stripes is their dedication to analog. Like, he would record and mix and master everything on tape. And it's a lost art. I wish more bands would record to tape. You guys should record to tape. Of course, you have to rent out studio time and all that other stuff. But
Yeah, it's really easy to do a part good once and then just copy it.
yeah. That got me thinking, okay, what is the deal with all these bands posting all these Kickstarters trying to get money to record an album when you and I both know they're going to be sitting in one of their houses recording it on an iMac?
And not only that, but it will always seem like such a lame ripoff to me. It will, because maybe it's because I'm older and I come from that different generation where you just have to earn it. And to earn it by going and begging people for money, it's just not cool to me. It's like you're ripping off your audience, and I can't think of it any other way than that. No matter who it is, even if they're successful, even if I like the results, it just still feels like they're just ripping off people.
I'm going to play devil's advocate because I partially agree, but because there's no opposing voice here, so let me play the opposite role. I don't know how. I guess there's a couple different sites now: GoFundMe, Kickstarter.
Right.
I don't know all. I don't know. I certainly don't know how they all work. But from what I gather, you don't just like give them money and then they have to turn around and buy your album. A lot of them, you're basically just buying the album up front.
Pre-ordering the album.
So it's not as if they're spending any more money than they would if you made an album and they bought it. They're buying it, but they're buying it ahead of time, and instead of you paying back your expenses to record, you're getting the expenses up front.
Yeah, but not everybody does that. A lot of people, they just are asking for money from their fans, and then you still have to buy the album.
I've never seen that personally.
It's more like, it's the whole idea is if you really want us to record an album, then you'll pay for it. Then you'll give us the money to do it. Then we're going to go in and do it. I mean, you know, and then we're going to want you to buy it. And it's like, I don't know. And maybe that's just what happens because there's no more record labels that matter anymore. I don't know, man.
But either way, what I was saying, though, is we all know that they're going to be recording at a home studio with their own equipment, more than likely. So it's like, what's the purpose of even going through trying to get this money? It seems like it's a big bunch of shenanigans.
But that would be, if they're going to make you buy the record, if they're going to have you donate to the recording and make you buy the record, yes. But if they're going to offer up, hey, you send us $12 and you'll get a copy of the album when it comes out.
Wow, sure.
Pay for the pressing of the album if you're making vinyl, and then all the other little perks, the little like levels that you can buy into. The band's got to make all that merchandise. Oh, you get a shirt and a CD for $25. We got to make that merch. So regardless of where they record it, there's still costs involved. I mean, I don't know. I couldn't record a Huntington's record right now with the stuff I have. I'd have to go buy some stuff.
Yeah, a couple mics.
Yeah, but if I wanted it to be really, really good, I'd go out and buy some really good mics. And then if I wanted to give somebody the product at the end, I'd have to press CDs and I'd have to make T-shirts, and all this stuff costs money.
So basically what he's saying is if he were to record a Huntington's album, he would put much more effort in recording a Cliffy album.
Right.
No, we'd have to come up with money. We'd start a Kickstarter.
After we spend all this time bashing on this stuff. So awesome.
Buy us microphones so we can
Mike,
record.
we got $30. Let's go. We got $30. Let's go do the album. Woo!
Microphones for Cliff. Cliff's album is recorded in a very specific style that didn't need all of that.
Correct. Oh, hey, who's here? What's up, dude? Jesse.
He was here. Oh, he's there.
What's up, Jesse? No, yeah, my album is done. We're actually recorded it with the same. We used the Glenn Johns method to record the drums. So was that 2 mics or was it 3 mics?
We actually used 4.
Oh yeah. One straight over top, 2 of them way out far, and 1 to the side, right?
Yeah, 2 overheads, a snare, and a kick.
Oh yeah, wait. You did put a mic right on the kick drum?
Yep.
So what happened with that first time where the first time we tried to do the drums and all the crashes were so loud, and then the last one we had to redo them, it's not like that anymore. It's awesome.
I don't have an answer. I don't know. Just it was magic.
Things just happen the way it does. Yeah, but this is coming out really good but it's just it just takes so painfully long because we're just waiting for everybody's It's just we're building something and it just is taking a very long time. I can't believe we're not done yet.
Well, the whole thing is everybody has the weight on Josh. So, whenever the weight is on Josh's shoulders, and
dude, waiting for Josh takes just as long as it does to wait for him to finish a sentence. It's like that's just how long it takes.
And sometimes Josh never finishes his sentences, so we're like, I gotta find
I can say like 100 million things in like a minute. He takes like 100 million days to say like 2 words.
Oh,
that's not true.
That Jesse dude's a member of the old school Tooth and Nail board. That's about as much as I can know about him.
Is that Jesse from Zayo?
No. No.
Well, he jumped off pretty quick.
He might have had mic issues. He might not have had everything working or something. Jesse, if you're there and watching and you want to come back, come back. We don't.
Yeah,
Oh, look, audio feed joined.
And I will find out who this band is. This 2-man band.
Hey
Christian
guys.
rock band, 2-man band.
Come on, man.
Who's here?
I'm Luke with audio feed.
Hey, what's up, dude? I'm sorry, I'm like researching on the internet while we're doing the show, so it probably looks like I'm paying attention and then I'm not, and I don't mean to.
No, that's okay.
Dude,
Actually, since there's like 3 computer screens, so you actually look like you're like hacking a major company right now.
I'm a freight broker. Like that's my office. I work from home. That's my workstation. Right now, I'm just on my personal computer. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds
Maybe
good.
this guy knows. Hey, man, how old are you?
Gosh.
I am 30.
I don't think you're not old enough to know it, but maybe you just know. Nah, I don't see how you could possibly know. A band from like the early '90s that was two-member band. They were trying to be like a rock thing, and the singer they didn't have a bass guitar. The singer it was just a guitar, rock guitar, and drums, and that was it. And vocals.
Christian.
Yeah, it was a Christian band. You have no idea, right?
I have no idea.
They sold like no records, so I'm not surprised.
I guess I can start asking around real quick.
I don't know, man. Even Google can't find it for me.
Wait, you mean to tell me you didn't book them for audio feed this year? Come on.
I couldn't find them on Google to book them. I looked everywhere. I don't know where they were. Their agent.
Well, we got the guy from audio feed here. We should ask him questions about audio feed. This was like a spur of the moment.
Yes, please do.
So while Cliff is trying to figure out who this mysterious band is, tell us a little bit about this festival that's coming up.
What do you want to know?
Let's start off with when it is and where it is.
All right. It's July 1st through 3rd. It's in the Champaign-Urbana area. It's actually in Urbana, Illinois, but people are more familiar with Champaign usually. They associate it with U of I.
Not me,
really
man.
the same town.
I know Urbana so well because that was my first big giant when I was a teenager. It was my big first Christian youth convention I ever went to. It was called Urbana like '94. No, it was like Urbana like '92 or something. But it was a big freaking deal. It was at a college. It was at a college and it was huge.
Yeah, U of I.
Thousands and thousands of people. It was awesome.
Yeah, the University of Illinois is it's in Champaign-Urbana. So, it's the biggest college, pretty much, or one of the biggest colleges in the state. Yeah.
It was a big Wesleyan youth convention. It was awesome.
Yeah, I wasn't at that.
No.
But I think
I don't think you were born yet.
It sounds really good, though. I wish I could have
awesome.
gone with you to that. We would have had so much fun.
It might You know what? Actually, it would have 92. No, this would have been like Urbana like 85 or 8. Oh, it would have been like Urbana 83 or something. Because I went to what was that? Well, no, I'm sorry. Continue. Forgive me. Go ahead.
Hey, I'm fine if we want to go on some tangents.
Tangents.
there.
I am the
There's always
artist. Yes.
So Champaign Urbana, first weekend in July. And
yeah, so it's 3 full days, which is July 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. So it really ends Sunday night. But we'll have some early access bands on Thursday, which is the last day of June. So it's a lot of fun. It's a little different every year, so it's always hard to predict what it's going to be like. We've kind of let it grow organically, and we've got some new stages and new stuff going on this year. So I imagine it'll be big. It'll be busy. We're not Cornerstone. We're not that big. We booked maybe 100 bands, and means we have to be really selective. I couldn't book the that two-piece Christian band from the early 90s. I just didn't have any space left for those guys. I wish I did.
It's your loss.
I wish I could book them all. But I don't necessarily wish that I could see them all play.
I will say that they are not in the list of the 100 best Christian albums of the 90s. And neither are we. But Blast of the Rocket Man and SS Bounty Hunter is. What?
I bet DC Talk's on there. Oh, you haters.
No, DC Talk. No, DC Talk is not.
Well, then that list is crap.
Juliana Theory is. Driver 8 is. Huntington's are not. Man, this is not a very, very good list. Sorry.
You're not right. That's a lot to compete with on that.
No way, man. Blast of the Rocket Man is on here, and we're not.
Where is this list?
It was the 100 best Christian albums of the 90s. ThoughtCatalog.com.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
They don't know what they're talking about, though.
So that's
looking
cool.
it up.
Like the 3-day festival thing is cool. We always enjoyed those when we would play, and we're looking forward to it. It's gonna be a good time.
Yeah, we think it's gonna be fun. We're really glad you guys are coming.
So is this gonna feel like we're at Cornerstone again to us, like in our memory? It's gonna feel like
it will. You're gonna be in a big dirty tent. There's gonna be a bunch of dirty Christian folks there.
No, we like it. We like that.
Yeah, it's pretty much going to be like playing at Cornerstone again, but smaller, so you might feel like you know everybody a little better.
So it might feel more like, oh man, I bet this is going to feel more like a Tomfest, which we used to really just love anyway. So
yeah, I always wanted to go to Tomfest. I never got to go.
It was great. It was really cool. It was like, and it got big for a while, but it was very much like Cornerstone, but there was more of a family atmosphere to it. And there was, everybody hung out. People didn't just come in, play, and leave. There wasn't like a rock star vibe, even with all the bigger bands. And it was just it was cool. It was very cool.
Yeah, that's a lot like what Audio Feed's like. Most of the bands pretty much chill. There's not very many bands that come in and play and then just take off. Like that rarely has happened so far. I mean, just about everybody.
We'd be there for the whole time if we weren't having to drive there and play shows on the way. So.
Well, yeah, I figured you guys probably wouldn't stay. I figured you guys would probably just come in, play your set, and then you just kind of take off.
Right.
Just
rock
leave.
stars.
Yeah, I mean.
No, we're gonna be
maybe about 15 minutes before the set. You guys get there.
Yeah.
Throw some stuff at the sound guy and just get it started.
Hey, are you guys recording this? You can't record this. No photos. All that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Just do that. People love that.
They do. It's awesome.
So the question on my mind is, did you reach out to David Bazan to try to get him to play just like the olden Cornerstone days of having him on stage with a jug of vodka swearing at everybody?
Well, I mean, that would be a dream come true if David Bazan and a jug of vodka would just show up at the festival. We've actually reached out to him before.
Oh, really?
And It was actually really close to something we worked out this year. But, a lot of it is we don't have like this major budget. And David's not, it's not he's that expensive, but, after you kind of book your anchor bands, you don't really have that much more to play with for the rest of your lineup,
Right.
I would totally love to have him there. I think in the future we'll probably continue to pursue that. Yeah. If he just showed up, we definitely put him on a stage.
Before you do that, you need to make sure that you continue having us.
Yeah, exactly. See, we have to continue having you guys.
We should continue being an anchor band.
And next year, reach out to Jason Martin, because there's so many people who are waiting to see them perform. They haven't played since, I think the Champagne show was the last show they played. And what was that, 2008, 10, 2000?
Yeah, that would be awesome if Starflyer would play.
Well, you could have Ronnie Martin there. My goodness, he lives almost right there, doesn't he?
Yeah, I actually sent a note to Ronnie and never heard back because he doesn't live that far away. I don't know. I don't know. I'm like live on the air right now, so I'm not sure what I should say about that. But
I'd say
have Ronnie.
Drive over to his house. Just drive over.
I booked Joy Electric to play a really janky church show once at a church I youth pastored in Kentucky, and it was like in the middle of nowhere. And he totally came and played it, and it was awesome. It was just that everybody was really confused that was there, other than like 3 people. But I would love to have him at Audio Feed. They'd be a lot less confused. They'd be excited.
I remember when early on, before he was really known, he had one album out, and a lot of people hadn't heard it yet. He came over and played shows near our neck of the woods, and I remember like Mike, you remember, Matt Kaninsky, remember his brother Luke?
Yeah.
Well, of course you know Luke Kaninsky, but just those guys were just like, they couldn't handle it at all. They actually saw it, and they were just like, it's like, they were just like, just the way he was acting and prancing around, and they just couldn't get over it back then. It was really funny, and then the voice he put on at the time and stuff, just funny. But like every time, they always did really, really well at Tom Fest, and it was awesome every time seeing them every year.
Yeah, his shows were booked at Cornerstone when I was a kid. I was a huge Joy Electric fan.
Yep.
But like, there wasn't like the mid '90s. He did have that vibe, like nobody gets what I'm doing, and because you don't get it, I just don't have time for you.
Right.
But then he kind of lightened up again, Like I think that all those people who didn't understand probably left a bad taste in his mouth for a while. But man, I loved it. The people in Kentucky thought it was really fun. They just didn't really understand what was happening.
Well, now isn't he like a preacher somewhere now?
Yeah, I think he plays worship now.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, he's a music preacher at some church in Ohio.
Well, is Jesse back with us? Cam for a minute, but I don't hear or see him now.
I know. He does kind of look a little bit like Jesse from Zayo.
Oh my gosh, he looks nothing like Jesse from Zayo.
Yeah, I would go with Keithy's perception, because he probably has like a picture of him framed sitting right on his desk.
That is true. He probably has that album cover with him with the tattoos above his like on the ceiling.
That was a promo picture. The album cover was just his eyeball.
Oh, I don't know. Wasn't it like a picture inside?
I left again.
Yeah.
Come back.
That was a promo picture though, with the album cover.
We should just put Jesse on Audio Feed solo as this like live version of Jesse in this Google Hangout, like where he's just sort of like a frozen screen.
Right, and you can book him and just say formerly of Zayo.
Yeah.
He's actually in another band. It's called Jesse and the Holy Ghost. I saw them a few months ago. They're actually really good. Kind of have
really?
Playing guitar, right?
Mailing type thing.
Yeah. I saw a picture of him playing like a white Les Paul, just looking really huge and tough and.
Yeah, he was singing and playing guitar, and he wasn't drumming.
Yeah, that was awesome.
So that's a real thing, Jesse and the Holy Ghost?
I believe that's the name.
That sounds a little bit like that band that was on like one of the. Wasn't there a Jesse and the? It sounds like Jesse and the Rockers. That's funny.
Jesse and the Rippers from Full House, you mean?
No, Jesse and the Rockers. Wasn't that what they were called? When there was a Christian band called Jesse and the Rockers. They were a punk rock band.
I don't know.
They were terrible, but that's, everybody was terrible back then, dude. Come on now.
So going back to this two-piece 90s band, what did they sound like? Were they a punk band? Were they, like, what kind of band was it?
The two-man band, they were just like a rock band. And they were just wanting to do something new, but I really think it was just because they couldn't get a bass player. I don't know. But they were just like they were just terrible.
I think he made it up.
No.
I gotta say I don't remember it, but
they were just a terrible rock band.
Terrible. It was like, look, we were on Flying Tart Records back then, and Alex knew a lot of those kind of people, and that was one of them. But I remember they came out with their album, and he was just like, this guy came over and hung out, and he was just swearing all the time, and it just seemed real, it was like one of those things where, you can tell it's not real for that person, that they're just trying to, because they would say all the swear words in all the wrong places and all the wrong times, and it just came off very calculated, trying to try it, like a very uncool person trying to be cool. You know how that comes across.
I had a friend named Jesse in junior high that was like that.
Right. Oh, Newsboys co-founder denounces Christianity. Now I'm an atheist. Okay, well, you were never a Christian anyway, so who cares?
Yeah, he left the band in the mid-90s, 95 or 4.
Before they were important.
Yeah, well, he left right when they were getting important.
Yeah.
Man, I don't know who this is. I can't find anything on this band, which is not surprising.
I asked my brother. He's like an encyclopedia of Christian music, and he hasn't figured it out yet. But I'm going to text him and tell him that they were really a terrible rock band, and see if that jaunts his memory.
The singer had blonde hair, and it was just the singer who played guitar.
94-ish.
Yeah, right around
94-ish.
Yeah.
All right,
because it was when we were in the studio recording Cricket. That was 94, right, Mike? Or was that 95? When we were down in Marietta with Chris Colbert.
we're getting.
Somebody's that, but it's not me.
I think audio feed guy there is echoing.
Do you have 2 tabs open?
Do I? I have tons of tabs open.
I mean, do you have the chat? Does somebody have the chat open in 2 tabs?
I don't think so. I don't have it in 2 tabs.
Me neither.
It's Cliff.
It's not me.
I'm Luke.
Why would it be me? I'm just on Google and I got the Hangouts going and that's it.
Yeah, I don't have it in any other tabs.
Hey, who's this? Jeremy with an O.
It seems
Jeremy spoken
so
class today. Oh, sorry.
Chris, what's up, man? You're counting your big money there?
His big Ramones money.
Dude, that should totally be your CJ Ramone name. Big money.
But we all have nicknames, so.
That should be your name on tour. The drummer, he could say, "Take it, Big Money." What do you think about? Perfect.
No, it's not.
So are you guys going to do a tour to audio feed, or?
Yeah, we're playing in Morgantown. Go ahead, Mike.
It's not really a tour. It's just
It's a weekend getaway.
2 days worth of shows to get us out there, and then just three shows including audio feed. It's not a tour. But
So it's like a mini tour.
a mini tour, yeah.
I don't know, dude. If you guys would book one more show in Colorado or Utah or something, you can almost call it a nationwide tour.
That's true.
That's not.
Except for it wouldn't work unless we called it a nationwide tour. Tour. How do you say it?
Tour.
In some weird way.
Oh,
Some weird Oklahoma one.
How it's spelled.
T-U-R-E.
Tour.
Kind of like a turd without the D.
I like the Minotaur concept, like Minotaur.
Oh, yeah. That sounds like a mini tour.
Yeah, Minotaur.
That was kind of the point, I think. Actually.
See, over here,
Greek
he
mythology.
recently pronounced tour like he tore his ligament. He tore his
yeah.
ankle.
There though, you have to take advantage of the U. It's there for a reason.
You don't.
Yeah, you
You're
do.
going on tour.
Correct.
Right.
How do you say it?
Tour.
Yeah.
There,
Is it
there.
wrong too?
Boom. You gotta take advantage.
What are you talking about? You guys live
All right.
in the country.
You know what?
We're here first.
I'm going to go to dictionary.com and we're going to see how to pronounce it.
Maybe we can find that band whenever you go.
Somebody
No.
cut this guy's
Hey,
in.
you guys are wrong. The pronunciation of tour is T-O-O-R with a little, smiley over the O-O. That would be tour.
That's
Tour.
yeah.
Let's go.
Tor would be T-O-R.
No.
When there's two O's, you're looking at it's more of a U sound.
Tour.
Yeah. See.
School. Tour.
See.
Tour. Hey, man, I'm going on tour. Hey, Chris, how do you say it? When you go on tour with CJ Ramon, how do you say it?
We're going on tour.
See? That's right. T-O-R-E.
All right, come on. Look, tiebreaker. Jeremy, unmute. Tell us how to say tour.
Jeremy spoke in class today.
Why isn't C.J. Ramon playing Oklahoma? It's a tragedy.
Because you guys don't know how to say tour.
Yeah.
And you know what? In all honesty, he was telling me that that's where that terrorist, thing happened.
It is.
With that guy back
That
in
was
the
like
90s.
25 years ago.
Yeah, that would left a bad taste in his mouth, and he said he would never play there again.
Oh, whatever.
We're doing like 4 shows in Texas. Is that not good?
I know, but the closest one is still like forever away.
Is it forever away?
Yeah.
Hey, are you guys playing Amarillo?
Florida for our show. So.
Where are you playing in Texas? Amarillo at all?
No, we're doing Austin, San Antonio, Dallas, and Houston.
Oh, all the obvious places. Way to go.
Right.
Obvious band.
So we're not going to detour off and go play the middle of nowhere Oklahoma, even though I would like to go to Oklahoma and see the Outsider's house, because I heard
I will
it's
say,
It's
that-
right up the road, dude.
I always enjoyed playing Oklahoma City, and then what was the other Oklahoma place that we played?
Tulsa for the outsider.
Yeah, it would have been the two only real cities there. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. So
You
we
guys
would
can
always
play
play. We'd always
Barnesville.
play one or the other. We wouldn't usually play both, but it was always awesome. I don't remember there ever being a bad show that we played in Oklahoma ever. Do you, Mike?
No, they were good. They were
Yeah.
good. I mean, the worst. I do have a bad memory.
Tell it.
Well,
Yeah, tell it.
it was the show we were heading towards when all of our crap got stolen.
Oh yeah. Well, that was
Ooh.
Texas. Though. That was Texas. We had
No, yeah. I mean, sure, it happened in Texas, but we were heading towards Oklahoma City for the next day when we stopped and got robbed, and
So blacklist that state. That's the crappy state.
Well, I'm not saying anything negative about Oklahoma. I'm just saying I have a memory of like Oklahoma. The Oklahoma show was the first show on the tour where we went to and we had to play. I wish Josh was here. We had to play this band's equipment that was just terrible. Like it was. Keith was there. He remembers. It was just absolutely atrocious.
How did Josh look with the little guitar all high?
It was like this metal-looking bass, like this purple. It was like really bad. So yeah, I have a bad memory of that.
You know what I just noticed when you were like huge on my screen? I think Keith.
How awesome I am.
No, Keith should give Mike hairstyle tips. I think Mike should go on YouTube and get onto one of Keith's pomade reviews, and you guys can figure out how to get that hairstyle for Mike on
He does
Saturday
post some
night.
really great bathroom selfies of his hair.
You know what Mike should do? Mike should get the Cliffy Huntington dude
Oh my gosh.
right there.
Yeah.
Hair all
Classic.
I mean,
Classic.
Keith looks like he should be playing bass for Brian Setzer Orchestra or something. I don't know. It's a good look, though. It is a good look.
He
I'm
looks
only-
like he's in it, and
But
that.
Mike looks like he has like the perfect hair length for it. Like Mike could do that pompadour look. Is that what
He's
it's
done
called?
it before.
Yeah, he should do it for Saturday.
Earlier in the show, I was telling Cliff how I had just gotten done cutting the grass. So right now I have the sweaty, kind of probably have some grass shards in my ear.
The greatest thing about Keithy Huntington right now is he's wearing a what's that color called?
All right, time out.
green?
No, it's not. It doesn't look green on the screen. It looks like that green blue. What's that green blue called?
No, it's blue green.
Turquoise. You
Hey,
look
wait.
like turquoise, so it makes you look like you're in Pep Squad or something band like that.
Pause. Stop. We got to figure out the echo situation because it's making my head explode.
I think it's coming from Cliff.
How could it
I
be
only
coming
hear
from me?
Because I only hear it when you're talking.
That
Why are
doesn't
you
make
looking
any
around the
sense.
room? Like, how does that help anything?
All right, everybody quiet. Is there an echo right now?
No.
Yeah.
Therefore, it's not coming from me.
All right, because it was like going crazy there just a minute ago when you were telling Keith he looked like he was in Pep Squad.
It could be because I'm so loud. It's coming through somebody else's computer screen and bouncing in.
Maybe.
Hey, Josh! Without a beard. Josh with a beard.
And crappy lighting.
Yep.
Hey, Josh with a beard and crappy lighting. How's it
Yeah,
going?
your hair doesn't look as good now, man.
Hey.
We have 2/3 of the Ramones here.
You do?
Yes.
So stupid. I get introduced.
You practically have the Ramones here because now you have the entire Huntingtons here.
No, sometimes people introduce us, people that don't know the whole dynamic or the backstory of what he's doing now, and it's like, this is Chris. He plays in the Ramones now. It's like, I just have to put that on pause, and not that, like I said, it was offensive earlier. It's not offensive. It's kind of weird sounding, but it's like, there's never going to be another Ramones. I don't care if CJ and Mark get together and go out on tour and with Daniel Ray or whoever else. It's just never going to be the Ramones. I play for CJ Ramone. Josh plays for CJ Ramone, not the Ramones.
Hey, Chris,
I always have to say that.
that lighting on your face, it looks like lighting that girls do to look perfect in pictures with, no wrinkles and stuff. And it's
But
like
it looks
crazy
perfect.
look.
So it's working.
Really?
I guess so. It's crazy. Then you back up, and then you look like yourself again. But there
No,
you
you
go.
know what it is? It's a huge computer monitor. So, when you're talking, and it's kind of a real bright,
I'm just
setting, it's just
blowing you away.
yeah, it just glows on. It's just like I'll get it. I'll have a tan after the show, thanks to Cliff, and thanks to Josh's head. That light just shines off that bald head.
Hey, can you guys hear me?
Unfortunately.
Yes, unfortunately. Okay, good. Well, hey, Chris,
Yeah.
I was on the show earlier, and I actually had really good lighting and a better haircut than I do now.
It was pretty bad, though. I was watching it. I think Cliff gave you too much credit. It wasn't that good. He was just being really nice to you. There's that echo.
Gosh,
Brian Hardy!
Josh, we have Luke from Audio Feed on the show as well. So
Oh, yeah?
chatting about
That's right.
he's
You're saying you don't want me to curse? Is that what you're saying?
I think that I didn't say that, but I'm pretty sure I said something like, "Don't let that guy come to the festival if he's gonna cuss at kids and stuff." That's
Yeah.
messed up.
Yeah.
I did say that.
See, the inside joke there is I don't really cuss ever. So
Yeah, out of everybody, Josh would be the one I'd be least concerned about.
Cliff would be the one you should be most concerned about.
Yeah,
When he-
that's right, because I have such a big history of swearing.
Such a potty mouth.
Remember when we were hanging out with the queers and I was singing their songs and I was saying, what was I saying instead of the swear words right in front of them? I was like, F the world. Oh, yeah, I was saying, F the world, I'm hanging out with you tonight. That's such a great song, man.
right. But then other things are not bad in your mind. Like you guys Cliff, you and Christy will just give each other the finger all day long.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Sounds dirty.
Getting real
Sounds
now.
dirty. Then it came out. All right. Anyway. Yeah. Right. Wow. So I'm here, and that's what I'm saying. Once Josh joins the show, it's totally dirty and nasty.
Or it becomes totally awkward and silent.
So,
Brian Hardy, what's up, dude?
I had Brian come in because he sent me a message and he said you guys got to chill out with talking bad about two-man bands.
Mm.
Oh, well, if you had ever heard this band, hey, we're not talking bad about the White Stripes, even though I personally don't like them. But, you know, we're not
Local
talking
H.
about them.
I don't have a problem with Local H.
What
Local
about
H.
Japan Droids? They're a two-piece band, right?
I don't know, man. What about Starflyer 59? Weren't they like Jeff Cloud and Ronnie?
No, it was,
Jeff,
it was the other. It was Ronnie's brother
Jeff,
and
right?
a bass player, and they had no drummer. And at first it was, well, on the first album, is it a drum machine?
No, it's never been a drum machine. On the first album, they just had a studio drummer.
Right,
Yeah.
and then they had, and then Randy. We saw them when it was that lineup, and Randy Rose played drums for them.
Yeah.
Mm.
And then the second album, Jason played the drums, and he had his buddy play the bass. So it was Jason playing the drums and the guitar. And then
You know
the
what I
third
just
album,
noticed?
he had a full band.
You know what I just realized? Since Keithy's on my screen really big right now at the moment, kind of looks like Dylan McKay from Beverly Hills 90210. Luke
I'll take
Perry.
it.
Luke Perry?
Barry.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
I'm just looking at it with the
So wait.
sideburns.
So wait, Gold is just Ronnie Martin, basically, and his friend on bass.
Jason Martin.
That's what I meant. It was just Jason. It was Jason doing the guitar, drums, vocals, and then his friend playing bass. Why didn't he just play everything then?
I don't know. That's just how it happened.
I'm going to
That's like
invite
their
him
biggest
on the show
album.
right now, and he can tell. I'm going to invite him right
Maybe
now.
he can't play bass.
Invite him, Mike. Yeah, come on.
Let me just call him. I got his number here somewhere. Let me just call him up real quick.
No, you don't. Do
I
you?
do.
Maybe he can't play bass.
Well, no, you probably have Ronnie's number because Ronnie was going to play on one of our records, right?
Well, we were gonna do.
Gosh, I was like,
we were gonna do. Let's see, Joy Electric's greatest hits featuring the Huntingtons, and it was gonna be where we were gonna do drums, guitar, and we would do little guitar melodies instead of little keyboard melodies,
Yeah.
and then he would sing on it.
It was a good idea.
Yeah, we just never got around to it, and he
Yeah.
thought it was really great too, but then we like broke up or something, or Mike left the band, Mike Pierce, and then we never.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know.
yeah, because I remember you telling me about that when Marty was in the band.
Yeah, we were into it. Like, we were trying to make that happen. It would have been cool. Joy Electric's greatest hits featuring the Huntingtons. That would have been awesome.
Yeah.
Definitely would have been something new for Tooth and Nail Records. Which
Yeah, Tooth and Nail would have done really good with that.
they would have.
Yeah.
It would have been very cool. It was like we were the first band to ever do a live album on Tooth and Nail. So.
Well, technically, the first Unashamed album was live,
How?
and that came out. That was the fourth or fifth release that they made.
How was that a live album?
Listen to it. You can hear people clapping between songs.
I think you're right, Keithy. I mean, I wouldn't ever doubt you with any tooth and nail knowledge anyway.
Yeah.
But I think you are right on that because I
But
used to.
I think it was one of those where it was like Good and Bad, where it was recorded live in the studio, and they just had friends hanging out in the studio. So I don't think it was an actual show, but it's live though.
Hey, our live album is the same thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, here's the thing, Keith. Let me ask you about this, because not to get on an unashamed tangent, but I always thought it was weird that they're from Southern California, and then the dude was like, you know, never mind those scientists with their crooked lies, you know? Like,
Yeah, with the New York accent, sort of. I don't know.
it's like an English accent or something. Like, what's your thoughts on that? Like, they're from Southern California.
He was Hispanic, somewhat. Could that have been sort of a Hispanic accent? I don't know.
That's racist. Just because he's from Southern California, he's not Mexican. Come on.
He was.
Hey, remember their guitarist or whatever when the band broke up, and then he started that terrible band that was like trying to be a punk band with clean guitars. Remember that?
Supertones?
No,
The Dingies.
no. They were on Frontline Records,
Oh,
and there was no distortion. And we were friends with their drummer.
Oh, Stairwell or something?
No, we stayed at like his mom's house one time with the drummer. What were they called?
I think I know who you're talking about, actually, but
Well,
haven't even what
unashamed.
no.
Starts new
You're not gonna
band,
find them on Google.
and then
Google
let me see, Frontline Records. Yeah, come on, let's find out who this is.
Hey, how did we get the audio feed guy on here? Who hooked that up?
Somebody texted me and was like, "Hey, you're supposed to go get on this Google Hangout because the Huntingtons want you to." And I was like, "Okay."
I sent a message to Zach, and he was at work, and he said, "Hey, I could forward this around, and maybe somebody else would get on." I'm like, "Cool, do it."
So
Right? He was right.
when I look at your name, your name is Audio Feed. What's your actual name?
Luke.
Luke. From
Yeah.
Audio Feed.
I
Are
just
you
don't
out?
have. Luke doesn't have a Gmail account, so I have to use my audio feed Gmail account
Oh, okay.
for Google Hangouts.
All right. Well, I'm sure you guys probably covered all that, so I won't go into it. But I'm just real curious. Like, are you in Illinois then? I guess.
Yeah, I'm in Illinois. Yeah, I actually live in Lincoln, Illinois, so I don't actually live where the festival is, but I live like right in the center of Illinois, between like Chicago and St. Louis.
Cool. So, what do you think? I guarantee this was already on the show because I'm pretty sure I popped in on it. But are you going to go up to Riot Fest?
Are we going to go to Riot Fest?
I mean, are you going to go because of, the Misfits or whatever?
I am not probably going to go to Riot Fest personally. I mean, I would like to. I just don't see myself getting the time off work and going to Riot Fest. But that would be awesome.
You have to take time off to do audio feed, huh?
Priorities.
Yeah.
Your job.
Yeah, I take a few days off for audio feed. I mean, I sort of take whatever days off I want, but then I have to work a bunch of extra days if I do that. And so sometimes that gets exhausting, and I have a wife and kids, and that gets exhausting in a not negative way.
Right.
But I would like to go to Riot Fest. Are you going to Riot Fest?
Well, I'm a big fan of Riot Fest, yeah, but I did not buy tickets this year because I wasn't sure if, I want to go and I want to play Riot Fest this year. That was the goal. So I'm like, all right, I'll go if we're playing. And now, they announced that the Misfits were playing, and CJ's all stoked about that. So who knows? Who knows if we'll get on that? But I mean, it's one of those things. Like,
buying his tickets now.
yeah, I know. But I mean, that's just somebody just needs to call Riot Fest and be like, hey, dude, put CJ Ramon on, and then also put the Huntingtons on.
Can we see Huntington's covering CJ songs and CJ covering Huntington songs? That'd be an interesting set.
Yeah.
Yeah, why don't you guys do that at audio feed? Have CJ Ramon cover Huntington songs and vice versa.
Yeah, it wasn't far off. Like, we almost brought him out with us because he was basically going to just come out and hang out. But
See?
Yeah, I'm sure he wouldn't have just come out and hung out. We would have actually put him to work and
put him to work.
Made him
he'd have been selling T-shirts and selling CDs.
Yeah.
He actually.
Yeah, you should bring him as your merch guy.
He actually offered to drive us.
He did. Yeah.
See?
Over the winter time, he's like, "You guys can just use my van," and we're like, "Oh, that's cool. Will definitely be an option." He's like, "And I'll just come with you. It's July 4th weekend." We're like, "Yeah," and he's like, "Yeah, I'll drive you guys out if you want." And we're like, "All right, awesome." And then he booked several shows that Josh and I had to turn down. Luke,
yeah.
The Huntingtons are playing because we turned down 5 nights in a row in Key West, Florida.
Holy
Dude, that's
smokes.
awesome, though. That's awesome.
We were like, I guess we booked audio feed months ago, and
Audio feed was way back. Yeah.
yeah, and then CJ texts us or emails us from one or the other, and he's like, "What are you guys doing July 1st through the 5th?" And we're like, "We have shows pretty much every, besides the 5th. I mean, it's like, well, I guess the 1st through the 3rd. And then Josh and I are like, I wonder what it is, man. It's like Hawaii or something. It was like some crazy offer. And we text him back, and we're like, we have obligations with the Huntingtons, and he's like, oh yeah, he's like, I forgot, told me about that, and but we were like, what was it? Just out of curiosity. He's like, nothing special, no, don't worry about it. And we're like, all right, cool. And then come to find out, it's 5 nights in a row in Key West, and
yeah, I think he was like, it's just it was just a little Florida show, no big deal.
Yeah.
Just a little Florida show.
Yeah.
And so he's like, it's like, he's like, I'm flying. He's like, I'm bringing the whole family down, and they're putting everybody's family up, and I'm like, man, I'm like, Audio Fest better be like 20,000 people, and
well, I mean,
it also needs to have an ocean and a beach.
Yeah. Can you turn Urbana? Is that how you call it? Urbana?
Yeah, Urbana.
Can you turn it into an island, a tropical island?
Here's what I think the best option would be. Maybe like we can talk to some different people and get the Huntingtons in on that like DC Talk cruise, with all the like CCM people there.
Cruise.
I don't even know what that is, but I'd go on a cruise for sure.
DC Talk announced their reunion.
I don't even know what DC Talk is, but
I like that guy.
I'll go play with him.
I like that guy.
That's so Mike or Keithy, somebody elaborate on that, because I kind of heard about it as well, but I don't know. Did you guys already talk about that or no?
No, well, I mean, just as short of it, they made an announcement a few weeks ago that they're gonna make a big announcement. So they announced an announcement. And everybody's been hyping up. They're like, oh my gosh, it's going to be a new record. It's going to be a tour. It's going to be all this crap. And then when it come down to the announcement, they announced that they're going to be doing a cruise. And, of course, all the butthurt people who couldn't be a part of it threw a big hissy fit because they feel like they're entitled to whatever the announcement was, I guess. I don't know. So, I mean, that's basically the short of it.
The Huntingtons should have their own.
So we made an announcement of an announcement, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
And
you're doing a pop cruise with Lookout Records, right?
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Immediately, like people like Keithy and others assume that we're just doing the DC Talk cruise or something.
I assumed it. I assumed it because you guys didn't get to go to Key West. I thought maybe you should do the cruise.
Right.
There should be a tooth and nail cruise, though, for real, right? Like, why isn't that a thing?
Come on, Brandon. Get on it.
All right, that's it. I'm going to invite Brandon to the show right now.
Oh, I'm sure he'll show up. By the way, the former Unashamed members band, Rainy Days.
Okay.
Alarma Records, they made one album. It was like punk rock, but with clean, not distorted guitars. They were called Rainy Days. You have no idea? But
that's not the two-piece band, though, right?
No.
No, it's completely unrelated.
Hey, so are we going to, like, next year, everybody thinks next year we're going to do High School Rock in its entirety. I don't see. I think we would probably play Rock and Roll Radio in its entirety before we did High School Rock in its entirety. Can you imagine playing Stinkies All Grown Up? How lame would that be? That would be lame.
You're not doing a pop punk cruise of Lookout then?
No, we're doing the cruise with DC Talk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the whole time, dude, I remember the '77s. I was kind of around Mike Rowe a little bit, and he came to Cornerstone that year on a bus with DC Talk, and I asked him, well, what was that like? I mean, did you feel just cheeseball just kind of being around them? And he was like, oh no, they're a good band. And I was like, so it was just kind of funny. Not a real good story there, but.
I don't care what anybody says. I went and got their albums on vinyl when they released them a few months ago. So.
Hey, man, that's cool. You can like what you want to like, man.
Haters all over the place.
I went with my church youth group to I think it was like Great Adventure amusement park, and DC Talk was playing, and we saw them play. But
What
me
year
and
was that?
me and one of the chicks like snuck away and made out and
Did
whatnot.
Way to go, way to go.
When you said Great Adventure theme park, I was like, man, is that like a Stephen Curtis Chapman like Christian theme park? Like, I'm just trying to figure out what world you guys are from. Like,
No,
dude, what is going on out there?
It's called Great Adventure. Like, there's one in Jersey. There's one. Isn't there?
Right.
Mike, isn't there one? But in Baltimore.
Wait a second. It's called Six Flags.
It's a Six Flags. Yeah, I figured it out,
Right.
but I was like,
Six Flags.
that Daniel Amos album Bible Land, you know, that's like about the Christian theme park. I thought maybe that actually happened, and I just didn't know.
For those of you who don't get it, Stephen Curtis Chapman had a song called The Great Adventure. It came out in 92 or 93.
It's not good.
It's really not.
Whoa, wait a second. Something
Whoa.
that came out in 92 or 93 that Keith doesn't like? Come on. That can't be real.
To be honest, I actually had the CD when it came out, but it's just looking back on it now, it doesn't hold up like DC Talk.
Oh, wow. That's a statement.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
It
put that-
doesn't hold up like Code of Ethics. I'm like looking at pictures of Code of Ethics right now. This is so funny looking at this. Wow.
Googling early '90s Christian rock.
So Brian Hardy came in to defend two-man bands, and then he
bailed.
muted.
Yep.
Can you guys see me?
No. Yes. Maybe.
I'm like watching the show on my TV right now, but I got the volume muted and I'm listening to you guys on this phone right now and I don't see myself.
See, that's where now we know where the echo's coming from.
No. I got the TV muted.
No, Brian's been muted the whole time. Like,
Oh yeah, that's
oh,
true.
no, he was muted the whole time. All right, Jeremy's signing off. He had audio problems. He didn't have his audio stuff. See you, Jeremy. Next
Jeremy,
time.
Good night,
you need to get a better audio feed.
Ah,
Yeah.
good one, good one. He is coming to audio feed. He said in the side chat he'll see us in Urbana. So.
It would be 2 of the 40,000 people that are going to be there for us.
400,000 people.
Swimming in the
400,000
man-made ocean that Luke is going to prepare for us.
Yeah.
Dude, half of them aren't going to come now because they're all going to Key West.
We have a rider, right? It'll be like,
Yeah, it said must create giant ocean.
yeah, man-made ocean.
So we've
That's
been
not
working
too
on
tall of a
that
task.
all year.
You just got to hire a bunch of laborers, hire like 10,000 laborers and just start digging out to, what would that be, the Gulf?
Look,
underneath
it's
the
not
Gulf?
that big a deal. Just get an ocean and fill it with brown M&Ms, and we'll be there.
Yeah. Be cool.
I can at least set up like a kiddie pool.
Yeah, can we get 4
that
kiddie
big?
pools?
Oh wait, one bad explain. Never mind. They'll have a kiddie pool there.
Hey, Luke, you should hook us up with 4 kiddie pools.
Filled with M&Ms?
No, filled with water. But that would be really, really cool if you did that.
That would be nice, and they should be on stage so that we can be in them while we're playing.
Yeah.
One bad pig already does that.
Oh, well then forget that. I don't want to do that.
Listen,
No.
what
It seems
really
kind of
suck-
risky.
What would really suck is if we get kicked off of audio feed because of this show somehow. I could see it
That would
happening.
just be because of you, Josh, and all your bad, devious stories from your younger
Yeah.
years.
All of
Because
Josh's-
he's cussing at kids.
We get kicked off, and we don't get to do the Key West thing. Yeah, that would suck.
Guys,
Hey, who else?
if you-
Who's Jesse? Jesse's here.
Yes, Jesse. Jesse's
Yeah, what's
driving.
up,
He's doing
guys?
the whole.
I'm in the car.
He's in the car.
I had some technical issues earlier. I haven't done a Google Hangout before, and then I had to go run some errands. So I'm in the car, but I've been watching.
Are you heading to Zayo band practice?
Oh my gosh.
No, I'm not. I am not Jesse Smith. Contrary to some rumors.
All right, we cleared that up. We got that out of the way.
And hey, I just sent Alex Parker a message on Facebook asking him who the 2-man band was on REX Records. So hopefully, even though he lives in California now, he'll be able to tell me in time while we're on the show. That would
What
be cool.
time does
The audience is at the edge of
Blockbuster
their
end?
seat.
What?
What time does his shift at Blockbuster end?
Well,
Might not be
this
able to-
says he works at Macy's, or he worked at Macy's, but he lives in Redding, California. So who knows what he's doing now?
I heard he is a lazy bum.
So.
Oh my gosh.
Anyway, yeah. Cool. So Jesse Smith from Zayo, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, not Jesse Smith, but hey, I'm gonna take Cliffy and Mikey back in time for a minute. I am friends with a dude in Minneapolis, OG guitarist named Tommy Rabine.
Oh yeah!
Yeah, how about Tommy?
I love him, man.
I just saw him a couple weeks ago. He's doing good.
Yeah, I mean, it was so cool when he got married, and I still talk to him every once in a while on Facebook. It's cool, man. It's awesome.
Yeah, I used to live in Minnesota. I knew a bunch of guys up in Brainerd, Minnesota. This is about 2000, 2002, called Donkey's Jawbone. They were in a band called Donkey's Jawbone. You guys played up in Brainerd once or
Oh,
twice.
that's right. And he like played. Did he play keyboard for you, or was he playing guitar or bass?
Oh no, I was just friends with these guys, but I know that they had some Huntington's love up in north midwestern Minnesota.
Yes, we did well up there, but you were never in a band where he like Tommy was like helping you guys out by being in the band for a little while, and you guys played with
you
us,
might
or
be
I saw
talking
you.
Yeah, no, Tommy was there actually. I remember that, but no, I was in a different band.
Oh, but I saw you, so Tommy was there. He didn't play in the band. I just saw your band play.
Yeah, I think so. But the band was called Donkey's Jawbone, and that was some other people too.
Awesome.
I think you guys played in the commons of a high school.
Oh yeah. Oh dude, you know why? I remember that because I think it was my 21st birthday, and I got once again, Mike. You know what Mike said earlier about my past coming back or whatever. I'm pretty sure I got a pair of panties thrown at me, and
Oh, dude, now see, that sounds like something that would have happened at that show in Texas where I got this tattoo.
Oh,
No, it's definitely happened on my birthday. Yeah, I remember that.
Wasn't that girl like trying to pull your pants down or something, like on stage?
I may never kissed and tells.
there was no barricade?
Yeah, we didn't have that 30-foot chasm between us and the audience.
That happens to all the bands in the audio feed. People are always trying to pull their pants down. It's a real mess. It's a real mess.
My wife isn't gonna like that.
It's okay, man. It's okay. The
What
Lord's
happens
there.
in Illinois stays in Illinois.
That's right.
Man.
Hey, I got a question, man, about audio feed, and it's going to take me too long to look it up. So when you look at the schedule for audio feed, or when you look at the flyer, there's somebody, I think his name's Joshua or something, right? He's the first guy, whoever the first guy is listed, and then it's like Emery, and then us.
Oh, okay.
So I
Josh
know
Garrels?
Yeah, Josh. What did you say?
Josh Garrels?
Right. Is he?
Yeah.
He's a huge deal or something. Like.
Yeah.
Who is he?
Like,
there you
go. He's gotten to be a pretty huge deal in the last few years. Yeah.
Okay.
If you played Cornerstone back in the day, he used to play all the time. He used to wear like this like knit hat and like just play guitar, and like it was cool.
Who is this guy?
Like at some point he just like blew up, and now like I don't know, everybody likes Josh Garrels. He's really nice, so it's cool that people like him.
Josh Garrels?
Yeah.
I never heard of him. At first I thought you were talking about that guy with the really super long hair that we would always play on his little cardboard stage, and so awesome. And now he tours around and stuff now. He like looked like he was in like Grand Funk Railroad in 1972. Just totally cool. Who's that guy?
I don't know who that is. Well, I know who Grand Funk Railroad is.
Yeah, no, this was. Yeah, no
Hey, look,
idea.
his Spotify picture is him with a knit hat, like you were just saying.
Oh.
Is that what he looks like?
There he is. Yeah, that's what he looks like.
Yeah. Is the picture of him on Spotify what he looks like? Well,
What he looks like.
So weird. Our last episode,
our last episode, we were all like, comparing the number of Spotify monthly listeners and in the pop punk world, and I think
Cliff found out the answer, I think.
Yes! Velocipede!
Never even heard of them.
What?
They were a
Remember that,
minority.
Mike?
That name rings a bell. It does.
Velocipede?
Yes, they were so terrible. And I mean, they have to be terrible with a name like that.
This is the answer to the question you thought of an hour ago.
Oh, I thought Keithy was standing up to pull his polo up to show us his Velocipede shirt, and he was like trolling the whole time, like, I know who it is. Check it out.
I was stretching.
No, he's got it tattooed on his stomach.
I do.
Anyway, listen, Josh Garrels, listen. If you guys remember last episode, we were ranking. We were going through all the Spotify feeds of all the pop punk bands: Screeching Weasel, Riverdale's, Huntington's, and then all the other bands, and who had the most monthly listeners. And we had like 14,000 or whatever, which is cool. Screeching Weasel had like 45,000 or something, and I can't remember exactly, but it was an interesting thing. This Josh Garrels guy, who's at AudioFeed, freaking 200,000 monthly listeners.
And that's why he's at the top of the flyer and you're not.
Exactly, but I didn't know who he was. So good for you guys getting that guy. I bet he's awesome. Can't wait.
I don't know, I've gone through Spotify. I've gone through that before when looking at bands, especially if it's a band I've never heard of and they're trying to play the festival, but maybe I should have heard of them or something. But at the same time, it's really surprising how some bands will have a ton of people checking them out on Spotify, but then it doesn't necessarily mean that there's anybody at their show,
Right.
So it's tough to gauge off of that. But Josh Garrels does have a pretty huge following. Yeah.
The Huntington's page has 1,400 people that liked it.
Well, there you go.
I don't get it, but whatever. But I think
my guess is
I'm past members of the band.
if we show up an audio feed and there's an ocean there, it's probably because Josh requested it, not because the Huntingtons requested it. That's probably
yeah.
And let me tell you something.
If it's ocean,
we had to dig,
brown M&Ms.
We're turning
right
around.
dig a trench and build them a castle and stuff.
We're turning right back around and driving back to Baltimore if there's no ocean in Illinois. I'll tell you that.
Hey, man, that's fine. I'll just get on stage and say, look, the Huntingtons were pretty upset. There's no ocean.
And so here are the Hunts. The Hunts can play in our spot. Anybody will notice? We can
check.
Play a Huntington cover set.
Check and see how many Spotify followers the Hunts have.
Dude,
The Hunts?
who are the Hunts?
What's that band? There's a band from Germany called the Hollingtons.
Oh yeah, I saw somebody share them a few days ago.
Yep.
I was like, what's up with all these pop Ingtons in the name? You got
Oh man, the Hunts. Dude, first of all, the Hunts have 126,000 monthly listeners.
Boom.
Boom. We suck. Why do we even have a show?
Hey, Mike, Alex Parker might join here in a few minutes.
That would be fun.
That would be awesome, right?
I heard he's a lazy bum.
This is the show of inviting anyone that comes to mind and just bring him in here. I already sent invites to Ronnie Martin and Jason Martin and Brandon Ebel and Velocipede. Invite to Velocipede.
Dude,
what it usually happens is we invite all these people and they come in and then we're like, what's the name of that one band whose lead player had 9 toes? And then it's a 45-minute long Google search about some obscure band from 1991.
Velocipede. They're so unknown. It was right at the tail end of REX Records even being a label, and then a couple years. It's funny. It's funny because their claim to fame now is that a couple years later, a very famous band started up that stole their whole thing called White Stripes. That's really funny. That's something that Alex said already. He was like, I know it was even funnier that a couple years later another band called White Stripes started up that, it was just so funny. But anyway, Alex might be here. He's almost home and he said he's going to jump on. So that would be so funny and awesome.
Hey,
I think that...
Hey, Cliff, just so you know, Velocipede, 19 monthly listeners on Spotify. They are on Spotify, though. That means
They're
They
like
are
almost
real
as.
good.
I wonder if might not be the same band though. That might be like a little too
I don't know, does
like a
that-
3-member like little country band. No, that's not them.
That's not the artwork? No?
No, that's a new band with the same name.
Play it, Josh. Play it. Play it.
Velocipede was a hard rock band.
Play it.
That's not them.
That's totally them.
Nah, I don't hear a bass. It has to be them.
Awesome.
All I know is the Hunts have a freaking 120-something thousand listens, and they only have one album. How is that?
and
Who are
don't even
they?
they don't even have an Ing Tins after their name.
Yeah,
They're
really.
just the Hunts.
That's just
It's
ridiculous.
messed up.
When did a band start called the Hunts?
Probably last year. I think it's their
Really?
last name.
That's probably why we get all these Spotify listens now. We're like at 14,000 every month or something. It's probably people thinking we're them. That's awesome.
Dude, I run our Instagram page, and daily, I'm telling you, I have to go and untag us from Huntington's disease posts. People basically tag Huntington's USA Instagram, and it's because they're like, hey, support this cause, and it's all for Huntington's disease and stuff.
Why would you untag? That's free publicity, dude.
No, because they're tagging us as like, this is a picture of us, like
Publicity.
like no, like this is a picture, you know what I mean, on Instagram where it's like someone takes a picture, tags you, I don't know, I can't explain it, but basically, yeah, it's not something that it's not us. It's not what people are thinking that it is when they do
Hey,
it.
Mike, look at chat.
I have never freaking heard of these guys. I'm sorry. I've never even seen that artwork before.
Nah,
The
1994.
Hmm.
It was right at the tail end of REX Records even existing, and Alex gave us that.
REX went to like 97.
I don't know. I don't think so, but I don't know.
Yeah, no, I never even heard of this crap. I'll have
And
to
that
look-
album was recorded at Neverland. That's amazing, because Neverland is Derry Daugherty's studio.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
That's
I
hilarious.
think that you guys should always get Brandon Evil on these, and then
Yeah.
you guys should always ask him obscure questions that the answer is the Huntingtons. So be like, what is that band?
Except
and then
except for he would get everyone wrong. He would not know.
Yeah, but after he gets them wrong, then you go, it's the Huntingtons. That's us, Brandon.
That's right.
Let's do a cruise.
Yeah, I like the cruise idea.
Mike, do you remember this album at all?
It looks vaguely familiar, but my gosh, you're talking about 22 years ago.
Isn't that funny to realize we were trying to record our Cricket album 22 years ago?
It is, yeah.
It's
And
just it blows your mind. I know.
in that link, it said recorded or engineered and mixed by Crisco, like the grease, and then Bear, like the animal. So it was like, Chris Colbert, but
Right.
Bear.
And that's because he, was embarrassed that he worked on it and probably wanted to go under a pseudonym.
You know what? I'm going to invite Chris Colbert to the Hangout right now.
Dude, that would be awesome. Get him and Alex on there. That'd be really funny, especially if Chris Colbert is still the same guy. He'll just swear at us the whole time, call us mother effers and all kinds of stuff. Come on, mother effers, let's go. That would be awesome.
Wished him happy birthday. Did he respond? Did he
I
respond?
did. He loved it. Yeah, he said thank you, and he liked it, and it was cool.
Yeah. Hey, invite him. Come on. Look it up.
Oh, okay, I'll invite him. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Well, guys, I have to go.
Right. On that
My
note,
friend.
now that we're inviting everybody onto the show.
Hey,
I
we're
hope
trying
that
to
Chris Colbert makes.
this is a big, fat, giant, enormous step back in time, even more than our normal thing.
Hey, that's all right. If you guys need me to be a part of things, just hit me up. I'm always down.
Like
You
digging
can
in the
come
ocean.
on. You can come on our show every week. You're a good guest, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah, as long as we can get the tooth and nail cruise to happen, I'll do whatever it takes.
Well, there was a tooth and nail festival for a couple years, so anything is possible.
See? Just need a tooth and nail cruise. It could be a river cruise. It could start in St. Louis, and you could just take it all the way to New Orleans.
I mean,
A
my
real
dad,
cheap,
my
junky
dad has a
river
boat. We could probably fit like 10 people on my dad's boat.
Most punk rock thing Tooth and Nail ever did, right there.
Look, this is what we do. We put 10 people on Josh's dad's boat and just have it sitting at the pier, and we set up on the pier to play while they're on the boat and watch.
Right.
And then we call it the Tooth and Nail Cruise.
Done. Done.
All right, guys. See you in Urbana.
All right, man. Take care. Thanks for coming on.
Yep.
All right. On that note, I'm out too.
All right, Christopher.
Hey, dude, you're about to miss out on the man that song was written about.
Yeah, I'll miss out on that. All right.
Hey, that'll be awesome.
I'm sure it will be. I'm sure it will be.
Look, if you don't wanna see the real history of the band, man.
I have no idea.
You don't want to experience it in real life. You know, FFT. This is who FFT was written about.
No. All right, I'll tune in.
Coming on?
Yeah, he's going to be on in a few minutes.
I'm freaking tired.
I just invited Chris Colbert, too. He saw it already. So
all right. Behind the scenes stuff. How are we all? What time are you guys getting?
You cut out.
I'm sorry, I accidentally muted myself. What time's everybody getting to Richmond on?
Oh, I heard that we play at midnight. Is that true?
Yeah, but the show starts at like the doors open at 9 or something.
It's a super late show.
Doors at 9. I think the first. It's only three bands.
So we really should be there when the doors open, right? Bring our stuff in. We're probably going to sound check, I guess. I don't know. We might want to find out what time they expect us to get there. Hey, Chris, can you find that out since you set this up in the first place?
Yeah, I'll find out and I'll let you guys know. But
I know what time they expect us to get there, and then you should be there whatever time that they say that we should be there. You should be there too, because they probably want us to sound check and backline and everything.
Well, that was the plan.
Yeah.
I was going to show up when the rest of the band shows up. So.
Right. So just find out when we should be there.
Yeah.
I will.
Cool, dude.
I'll direct message you guys later on.
All right, man. Thanks for coming on. Appreciate you, buddy.
Enjoy FFT.
Now that the honeymoon's over.
Stupid. I'll see you guys.
All right, man. Oh, Keithy, how come we never see your wife on here?
Because she doesn't care about this type of nonsense.
She don't love us?
Well, no, it's the whole video chat thing. It's just that's not anything she cares to do.
She can't come on here long enough to say, thanks for bringing me and Keithy together?
I'm sure she could do that, but right now she's at work, so.
Yeah, because you were actually our second or third guest, I think, we had on the show. Is that right?
I was.
Yes. And I think we talked about this, and you were just like, yeah, she's in the other room watching Japanese cartoons or something.
She was.
Yeah.
Sometimes she watches your show, believe it or not, but it's just she just doesn't take part. I don't know.
I don't know how anybody can watch it, to tell you the truth. It's so long, and you're just hearing people hang out and talk, and it's like.
And Google research.
Yeah, I know, but it's just like, but just in general, it's every time I've tried to sit back and watch it, I can't get through like 2 or 3 minutes, and I
feel like honestly, I feel like majority of people are not seeing this part of the show. Like this part is so. How long has this been on now? Like an hour, 2 hours or something.
Well, we started at 9, so yeah, 2 hours. Yeah.
2 hours, yeah. So I feel like most people probably are not watching this part of it, unless maybe they are, but I doubt it. And I feel that way because I actually listen to a lot of podcasts. Like I listen to Billy Power had Conrad from Goaty Hook on his podcast last week, and I started listening to it this morning. Drove to work, half hour to work. Drove around a little bit, drove home and listened a little bit more. Got a phone call or whatever, and then so I'm like not even an hour into it, and I think it's probably only an hour, a little over an hour long, but I didn't finish it, And the point is, like, I probably will not go back and listen to the very end of it because I'm at this point like
Over it.
yeah, like I wouldn't remember what they were talking about at the time or whatever and stuff. You know what I mean? So like unless you like have a good 3-hour drive ahead of you, you're probably not going to just put this on and listen/watch the whole thing.
Yeah, that's my thing. Everybody asks me why I don't listen to podcasts, and I'm like, my commute to work is my sacred rock and roll time. I'm not going to muck that up with listening to a bunch of idiots talking about stuff. So it's just, I don't know.
I completely agree. It's funny because when you get older, you're almost relegated to not listening to music at all anymore unless you're in your car.
Yeah.
I'm the exact opposite. Like my in the car time is my time to listen to people.
That's our Sean Hannity time.
Yeah, my Sean Hannity time. And that's my time to listen to people talk about stupid things time. Like
you listen to podcasts and stuff?
I probably listen to music more at home than I do anywhere else, and it's just when I'm cooking or when I'm doing something like in the kitchen or around the house. But in the car and stuff, I'll throw something on and listen to it. And I'm like Josh, I won't finish everything that I listen to.
Man, I remember, young teenager, and it's like I would literally just look. There he is! Oh my gosh! Look! It's Alex Parker! What's up, dude? You look fantastic.
I'm with, 3 other people here? How does this work?
Well, no, there was, like, a lot of people here, but it's getting near the end of the show, and it was pretty much like, and just everybody was like, oh, I gotta go. It didn't have anything to do with you. It's because we're near the end. We've been on since 9 o'clock over East Coast time, so we've been on for 2 hours.
Oh, nice. You do this every week?
Every other Thursday, but our drummer, our other guitarist, Josh Blackway, right there, and our drummer are in CJ Ramon's band, and they're about to go on tour. So when they go on tour, we'll just kind of like, Mike and I will get together and try to write some songs or something. That'll be about it. But so what are you doing, man?
I live in Redding, California. That's
I know.
what
the world, man? That's expensive out there. What the heck?
It's not that bad, actually. It's about the same as living in Nashville. Yeah.
Also expensive.
Yeah. So yeah, I moved out here. It'll be 7 years ago in September, and went to school out here for 3 years. I've been around as a ministry associate for a woman named Teresa Dedman who does arts and media at Bethel. I don't know if you guys have heard of BSSM or even go to church for that matter these days, but
I do. But I mean, I go to Jerry Falwell's school journey. I mean, not school. His school, Liberty University. He's dead, obviously. His son runs it now. But I go to a non-denominational church that has a Baptist background and comes and is an offshoot or is sponsored or something, has something to do with that school. Before we started having our own ministry team, we would get a different ministry team every week that would come down from the school. So it's affiliated loosely with that university, but it's just the same kind of like East Coast fundamentalist church background we all grew up in, and it's just really good. It's very much just, it's line by line Bible teaching every week. That's what I do.
So. That was Cliff's 90-second answer for yes, I go to church.
Yeah.
I mean, that's similar to what you do, right?
Since you asked,
Bethel is going to be real. I know, but Bethel's going to be a similar vibe, right?
It is. It is Assemblies of God. It used to be affiliated with Assemblies of God. They still honor that denomination, but they've kind of gone a different direction. They're not
like speaking in tongues and stuff.
You would say non-denominational. It's definitely Holy Spirit filled. I mean, I've seen some amazing things, and that's what drew me out here. Is I was really getting tired with religious stuff, and when I got back into church in 2007-ish, I just saw some things.
You just want something real. I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah, I
know
the Bible is still very much, that's the Word of God, but there's nothing, they don't teach anything different, but it's a lot more relational based as far as God as knowing God as Father and Holy Spirit as doing real things, you know, and moving and being active in our lives on a regular basis. So
That's
yeah,
awesome. Yeah.
so I've done that for a couple of years, and I'm looking now over the next year to move to LA because I've actually made several short films and.
LA, another expensive town to live in. If it's an expensive town, you're gonna move there. You're gonna move there.
I'll make
That's
it
funny.
So that's what I've been up to in a nutshell. Yeah.
Ah, that's awesome. I invited Chris Colbert on as well. I told him just now, like right after you and I talked, because we were just talking about those old days like that. We started talking about Velocipede. I looked it up, and it was like we looked it up, and it was hard to find. Actually, it was even hard to find anything on the net at all. But then it said produced by Crisco, and then we figured out who that was, and we're like, oh my gosh, he didn't even want his real name on that album, so he called it something else. That was so hilarious.
Oh yeah, you're really reaching into the.
Dude, 1994. Well, I started talking about it earlier because we were talking about Code of Ethics is how it started because we like played a show that when we went down to do our album with Chris Colbert it was the same time, right, Mike?
Yeah, at the Strand.
Yeah, and we were recording at the Strand, and we were going to go do that show, opening for Code of Ethics, and my string broke after like halfway through the first song, and so we stopped, and it was like literally like a half a verse. I don't even think we made it to the chorus. Summer of '69 we were playing. It was like bam, over, like right away. And Chris the guy that we took with us, Luke Kaninsky, said that was the most punk show I ever saw. Oh, that's awesome.
That's punk, man.
I know. Oh, it would have only been punker if I would have punched somebody in the face. And that would have been punker. But
Nice.
yeah, dude.
Alex, man. Hey, Alex, I remember meeting you once in Nashville. I don't remember if I was like in the band yet or if I was like on my training tour, because I know that on my training tour, when we went out with 121, we played Nashville. I can't remember if that was the time I met you or if it was like another time after that. But anyway.
He definitely came out to a show, I remember, because he and I were hanging out talking afterwards for a long time.
Oh, yeah. I remember talking or meeting, and you and Cliff was all like, this is Alex. This is Alex Parker, you know, from FFT. Yes, I know he is, you know. But, yeah, totally, you look like Matt from Sidewalk Slam. Do you ever get that? Do you ever hear that? Oh my gosh, man!
I don't even know who that is.
Sorry, yeah, I was gonna say I don't think he knows who Sidewalk Slam is.
Another Tooth and Nail band, yeah, like another band that we toured with and stuff. But anyway, yeah. Anyway, Keith, agree? Keith would be the only one that would maybe know who that is.
A little bit.
See, I only know. My thought process of Sidewalk Slam is when we played with them before they got their record deal with the singer from the first album who then quit afterwards. And that's the only Sidewalk Slam. I don't know of any of their music from when their bass player became the singer. Right. I think I got that right.
You left the band, Cliff, and then we did like 5 or 6 tours with them.
Yep.
But yeah.
So do you still talk to Chris Colbert at all?
I haven't talked to Chris Colbert in years. I mean, I think I talked to you last like 9 years ago, maybe.
Oh,
I mean, I know we've kind of been back and forth on Facebook, but like an actual conversation. The last time I talked to Chris, man, an actual conversation probably would have been 2003, maybe 2002, something like that. It's been a long time.
Well, yeah, and he did he was doing it last time I saw him. He did a show. He was on tour and did a show in Baltimore, I think. Or no.
With Duralux?
No, he had his band Duralux. Yeah, they were playing in California. We were on tour. He said, "Hey, we're going to be playing here tonight or something," and then I didn't go back. I don't remember. I mean, when it's all about you, you don't have any time for anybody else. So, I mean, that's my weakness. So.
Yeah. When's the last time you talked to Brandon Evil?
I mean, I don't. Not for any reason. Not for any reason. Not. I mean, like we like never. You know, The only bad mouthing of any record label we ever did was because we were young and dumb and did all that crap about Flying Tart. But other than that, like, it's interesting because then we went to Tooth and Nail, and finally we got like our head screwed on straight. We understood that a record label wasn't going to make us famous or do anything other than back then, of course, they would put money into you, and you would hope that they would advertise you somewhat, and they would try to get the word out. But it was up to us to make it happen. We finally remember you all kept wanting us to tour, and we were like, "No way, we'll never do that." And then we get on Tooth and Nail, and immediately we become a full-time touring band, which was crazy. So it's just that development just happened naturally.
So you haven't talked to him?
No, I haven't talked to him in like I don't know if I've ever talked to him. Other than, yeah, I don't think I've ever even talked to him on Facebook. I think he might be on my friends list, maybe. I don't know, though. I have so many people on my friends list, I don't know. But
I talked to him a couple of years ago. I used a Starflyer song in a film I did. But yeah, he, I guess, had to relinquish everything to EMI or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, you think you're selling something and you're going to be able to keep it, but at the moment it happens, eventually you're out the door. So, you know. But
Yeah,
he owns it now, and I guess he's doing a independently. It's independent again now or something, right?
I have no idea.
Tooth and
Yeah,
Nail,
he's
I
doing
think.
it now. The only way he could get 100% ownership was Capitol wanted ownership of the back catalog. So basically, I guess Capitol got the back catalog and he got the name. So.
Yeah.
So now he has a new digital label called Tooth and Nail Records. Is that right? Probably called just Tooth and Nail. Probably not Records anymore, right? Does it say Records anymore?
CDs and vinyl. They still release CDs in vinyl.
Really?
Yeah, you can still buy them at the store.
Store? There's no record stores anymore.
Now we're on Capitol Records, you can say, if you want. Just kidding. You can't say that.
Yeah, weren't we already, like...
We're huge, man.
I think we were off the label by the time that they were bought, right? Weren't we?
I don't know, yeah.
It's everything now. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, they get to own it or not, right. They get the whole back
I
catalog.
know, it's so confusing. Like the pastor guy who wanted to use our cover of I Believe in Miracles on his podcast thing or whatever for his church thing that goes out on the internet. He tried to get records or the rights to do that, and it was a matter of going through all these hoops and stuff. And we just kept saying, dude, just use it. That's what I said to him. I was like, just use it. Who cares? Like, what's gonna happen? And he was like, oh man, I gotta do it. And I understand. He wants to do it right, but he was like, yeah, it's a lot of hoops to go through.
No,
because
it's crazy, dude. Remember what was the label that you sold? What was the company you sold Flying Tart to?
Oh, Platinum Entertainment?
Platinum, right. We owed them thousands and thousands of dollars when we got off the label. And supposedly, we weren't going to be allowed to be released. We were not going to be allowed to have the rights back to those songs or do anything unless we paid them. It was like thousands of dollars, from the plane tickets that you bought us to go to Tom Fest to everything else that was like on a rider, right? So we just said, really? Okay, cool. We never talked to them again. I kept getting bills to my house. I just ignored them all the time. Yes, I ignored every bill I ever got for thousands of dollars, and eventually it just went away. Because my mom taught me that. My mom taught me that from a young age. If you have a bill, just ignore it, and eventually it'll go away. And it works. And we never paid jack. We never paid anything. We kept using our name. We kept using those songs. We re-released the same recordings that they own. Fun and Games and Sweet 16. We re-released them digitally ourselves. Haven't done jack. Haven't had to do anything. Say we own it. It's out there everywhere. It's just like, because that's the reality. There's nobody really keeping track, is what I'm saying. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You're right on that front. However, I wouldn't use that as a rationalization on anything else in the future.
I think I should use that as a rationalization for all of life.
Okay, so tomorrow this hangout will be deleted.
Yes.
Right. I know, right?
Platinum Entertainment. I live at 4617 Monaco Drive.
Oh no.
Here we go. That's what we're looking for. Keep sending them bills to Jonathan Cliff Walker.
Yeah, and I have a different last name now, so it's even easier. So.
I did find out, however, Scott Albert just got Circle of Dust, all the rights back to all his stuff, and Argyle Park.
Well, he would have been able to do that anyway. He didn't have to go and legally get the rights back.
Well, he's with Tyler Bacon, Possession Music now. Like, they actually do legit stuff. So if he had gone that route, he would have gotten into major trouble. You guys are a little more under the radar, I think.
I don't know, man. Yeah. Oh, you know. We for who we were and where we came from, we sold a pretty decent amount of records. We got to experience some cool stuff, but
how can I get my hands on that clear blue vinyl, by the way?
Oh, the little. Oh, is that the 2-song 7-inch?
Fun and Games LP.
Yeah, Fun and Games is on eBay.
Oh yeah, Mike. Do we have any left? Mike.
I
Are
think
you guys selling them on your? Do you have a website or something?
Yeah, but you wouldn't have to buy it.
I know we have at least one of the non-blue version left.
Well, I have the black ones and the blue ones of both of them. Well, no, one of them's red.
There's a red one and a blue one for like the red one was Sweet 16, the blue one was Fun and Games, but
okay.
There's also
because it matched the text color. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, the black ones. I think the black ones just look smoother, and black vinyl just sounds better. But I don't listen to any of it. I don't care. I mean, I can send you a blue one. Yeah, just send me an address. I'll send it to you. Yeah.
Cool.
Do you only want Fun and Games? You don't want Sweet 16?
No, I'll take Sweet 16. I didn't know you did that too. Yeah, I'm just like.
Yeah, look at that. We did them both. We didn't contact anybody.
It's like.
We put them out on vinyl, made all this money, didn't tell anybody, just did it.
Oh,
and
makes
we sold them
You
anyway.
make money? That's awesome.
No, I mean, I make more money mastering than we don't. Of course, when we do well, we make enough money digitally to keep them going every year. But we got a little following still hanging around. It's not a big deal, but it's fun. It allows us to be able to still do this whenever we want to, which is cool.
Do you do digital downloads on the covers? Do you pay royalties?
Nope. We got. I mean, we got Rocket to Ramonia is and all the different Ramones covers we did, and all the Muffs and the different covers that we did on different records. They're all on there. I just say I wrote them, and I just say we wrote them and that we own the rights to it, and they just send them out. They're all over everywhere.
iTunes doesn't check with you guys? That's hilarious.
No.
Right.
None of our distribution company, they don't ever check. They just go by I click the button that says I wrote it and I own it.
Yeah, you definitely should remove this post.
I'm not. I thought I clicked on a hangout that I was coming. I think I clicked on the wrong hangout. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know. I don't know you people.
2 hours and 22 minutes into this episode, no one who would ever see or be able to act on any of that is going to see this. I'm not remotely worried about it.
But if
you guys are still punk rock, man.
They know somebody that works at this place, and they show it to them. Hey, scroll to 2 hours and 20 minutes into this and listen to this, and then it's like, okay.
And it'll be on YouTube forever. But that's how much I don't care.
No, this is what's going to happen. Tomorrow I'm going to get a private message from Keithy saying, all right, I'm going to blackmail you guys. I'm going to send this video to Platinum Entertainment or whoever the heck owns it.
Do they even still exist?
I'm sure they don't.
I don't think so. A bank owns all that stuff, I'm sure. I don't know what bank.
Yeah.
I wouldn't worry about the Platinum stuff, but I wouldn't be messing around with
the Ramones
songs. Yeah, not the Ramones, like the Bay City Rollers. You know.
Oh, you know what? We don't even have a recording of that. When we tried to record, we recorded that a long time ago for you, and then it was on a DAT, and that's the one thing we ever recorded that we were never able to release in any form because we just don't have it. We don't own it. We don't know where it is. We don't even know. I don't have it sonically. You have it?
I have all those DATs. I would have to go through them though, but you're more than welcome to them.
I don't remember liking. I don't remember us even liking that song. Did we, Mike?
Oh, what did we do?
Was it Saturday night?
Rock and roll love letter.
Rock and roll love letter.
Oh, I don't even remember that.
I don't remember how it went. Did Mike sing it or did I sing it?
No, Mike sang it.
Man, I don't even remember. So that's the one big lost song we'll never know. We'll never.
All right.
I think I also have your live set from Cornerstone.
There was a live set from Cornerstone?
You guys played the stage, right?
Wait, what?
I got you guys on that pay for it slot stage, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was recorded.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah, that was our first experience at Cornerstone, and we were not good. I didn't even do downstrokes yet at that point. That's hilarious. Yeah.
Listen, let's do a new record, and we'll put it out on Flying Tart. It'll come out in 2017.
Yeah, you know what? We'll just take the name just for the fun of it. We'll put it out digitally and say it's on Flying Tart Records. There you go.
See if anyone notices.
Right. No, we won't do that. We won't do that. But that's just the reality. I think a lot of people overthink this stuff, and a lot of people think something's going to happen, and unless you're big, but you were the one that taught me even. I remember you, because we used to talk about the industry a lot. We would sit there and talk on the phone for hours about the industry, and I remember you saying something that stuck with me, and I've always used it ever since, is that do what you want. If anybody ever finds out about it, the most you're going to have to do is pay restitution, which is like a couple cents an album. So it's still a couple cents per song an album, which the numbers that we're talking about is like $5. So it's like you do it, and if you're ever caught, it's not like they're going to go. It's like we know about these crappy little bands that went nowhere that record that do covers of Huntington songs. We don't ever care. We don't ever go to them. Tooth and Nail, Capitol Records doesn't ever go to them. Doesn't ever do any of that.
Do they still pay you royalties? Just out of curiosity.
We never got royalties. We've never made money from record sales like that because there's
has never sent you a royalty check.
No. We did a couple albums. We actually got a really good deal. We did a couple albums that we did as EP deals. And in that EP deal, we got 10% of however many they manufactured for free in product that we got to split over any album that we want. And since they made 10,000 File Under Ramones, and then they made more than that of the live album. So we got like thousands and thousands of our own records to be able to sell when we were touring full-time all the time. And we made tons of money doing that. So we actually got a much better deal, whereas all the other labels, all the other bands were having to pay like $4 or $5 an album and all that kind of stuff. We never, ever, ever had to do that the whole time we were on the label. And we did like, it was a really good deal for us. And so, you know, and also we started on that label. All we said was we want the same deal we had with Flying Tart. Okay, send us the contract. We sent them the contract. They gave us the same deal. So we started with half ownership of the song, or getting paid on half the songs, which doesn't really matter because, you know, they keep that fake running tab forever. They never, you know, they all record labels have into all time have ways of not really having to physically pay their artists. So we knew that going into it. We weren't looking at it for that. It was a platform and a chance for us to be able to tour and experience what that was like for real, be on the other side of that. It was just really fun, and we learned a lot, and yeah, and so it was cool. So that's why we never, like, where every band that ever left Tooth and Nail, you would always hear them talking bad about Tooth and Nail, and it just, for us, they always did what they said they were going to do, and we didn't have any false illusions of what they were going to do.
It's good to hear they paid for the product. That's truly, I mean, that's the way to do it. You can make more money selling that than
we got these. We got I think it was 2,500 CDs that we got to split over the albums.
Yeah, I mean the bottom line is I don't remember us ever having to purchase a product from them ever. Like getting everything that we got from them to take out with us when we would play shows or tour was absolutely free, and so whatever we sold it for was profit for us. Like we had to pay for it.
Is that the contract that I had done for you guys? Is that what we had talked about?
Yeah, because when the contract back then, it was $3 a CD. So even when all the other newer bands were getting signed and their contracts said $5 a CD and all that kind of stuff, ours still counted as $3 a CD and then getting paid in product. You know what I mean? Because of those two. Those two EPs,
some good came out of it after.
It really did. I mean, and our live album that we did with them cost them $400 for us to record, and it was our biggest selling album. It sold over 15,000 pieces of product SoundScan, which means it's really more and all that kind of stuff. And then so you look at however many they made of that, we got 10% of however physical pieces that they made. We got to have 10%. Same thing with the Fall Into Ramones album. So we got like 2,500 or 3,000 CDs, all at $10 a piece, and we sold them all. So we made. Think about how many that is that we made. That's way more than.
I'm glad to hear. I'm glad to hear that. Makes me feel good.
But I mean, that kind of stuff financed our. I mean, it all just went into the band. It financed our ability to be hop in the van and tour band. You know, we toured full time for what was it, Mike? 6 years, 5 years, something like that, where no one had a job because we were touring full time. Whenever we would come home, we would live with our parents, and we were gone all the time. I did it for 4 years, and then you guys did it for a couple of years after I left.
Good living, but
No.
it kept bills paid to an extent.
Right, we were young and we had our lives set, so we didn't have bills and stuff.
While we're like releasing all this information about how illegal things, shady things that we've done in our past. I mean, we'd roll into Cornerstone with all this free merch from Tooth and Nail and expect a percentage of our merch at the end of the week, and of course we would just say, oh yeah, we'll bring that right over, and then we would just bounce and not pay them. Correct. Or we would just say, oh yeah, we sold 6 shirts and 4 CDs, here's your 20.
Right.
So, like,
I mean, dude,
that was always just the most biggest scam on the planet, was to like basically bring you into a festival where they paid you next to nothing to be there.
We never got paid by Cornerstone.
They didn't give you anything as far as lodging, food, or anything else. All the expenses were totally on you. And then at the end of the 3 or 4 days, they expected to take a chunk of the sales for renting you a piece of a blazing hot tent that 70 other sweaty bands were in. And it's like, yeah, no, not going to do that.
No, and that one year, we made like, what was it, $12,000 in a day and a half with T-shirt sales and CD sales right outside of the tent where we played. We didn't even set up.
For today's festival bands, that's probably not very impressive, but for us back in the day, that was a big deal.
Yeah, I mean, that was when we got to that peak where we were playing for like 4,000 and 5,000 people that would purposefully come out to see our show. And our biggest year there, we sold 10 or 12,000 in merchandise, and we didn't pay Cornerstone anything. We hit the road. And talking about doing shady things, Mike, do you remember that time my 5150 went out in the studio, and we went to Guitar Center, and we bought a brand new 5150 head, and then we came back and we switched the insides out, and we took it back, and we said, hey, this isn't working, and got all of my money back. And so I put my old shell with the brand new insides. That's like a Nikki Sixx move right there, man.
Oh my God.
Awesome.
That's totally like illegal. That's back on the whole. That's like not like a. I don't know if that's wrong or not, but that's definitely wrong.
I know that's wrong. Yeah, that's wrong. I flat out lied and stole from Guitar Center and Peavey. Yes,
I'm glad you're like coming clean right now, so I'm sure.
Well, I asked forgiveness for it, so I am clean. Everything's good, but it's kind of one of those funny things in a rock and roll sense. It's a funny thing to realize that and I felt fine about that at that time because I was like, hey, I bought the amp, and now I bought the amp used for $400, and now it doesn't work anymore after touring for 2 years.
We're on a roll, so let's keep it
on a roll. Let's talk about MXPX CDs.
I don't know. If it was, I don't know if it was a 5150 head. I don't know if it was a 5150 head, but there was some head that somebody in our band had, and I'm pretty sure it was Cliff, that was missing some knobs.
Oh yes, that was me. We were in Europe, and I stole knobs. I stole the knobs from the other band who had the same thing. And I didn't even have that with me. I did it because I was missing knobs, and I wanted to put the knobs back on it when I got home. Awesome. I'm like shouting. I'm shouting with joy.
So proud of himself. Like, I stole the knobs. I brought it home.
Remember, and that other guy was in there watching, and he didn't know English, so we didn't figure he'd know what we were doing. And then he went and told the owner of the amp what I did. And then the guy, whatever the guy that was cheating on his wife all the time, came to me and accused me of stealing knobs. And I was like, no way! And I just lying my butt off. Yeah, it's
he didn't
funny.
speak English, so he wouldn't understand me taking a knob off.
Right.
This has been quite a show. This is
Really? Yeah.
Every week you're talking about the shady stuff you did when you were performing.
No, dude, check this out. This one year, now this is really funny. This one year, MXPX was at their height, and whenever we would go, we would go to like the Tooth and Nail store, and they would always give us like, we would go out of there with like 30, 40 CDs that we didn't have any desire for, but then we would immediately go and take them to some used CD store and get a few bucks for them all the time. It's what we always did. Well, this time I went there and I was like, well, you know what? I don't want any of that stuff. Let me just grab an entire box of the brand new live MXPX album. And this was a week from Cornerstone. I'll sell them at Cornerstone. No, not Cornerstone, Tomfest. So I went there, and my friend,
like confession night.
My friend Ruben had a Marshall 800 head that he wanted to sell for me for $300. But this was before we were getting paid any kind of weekly salary or anything. I had no way to get the money, but I really wanted a real Marshall head that would have been so cool. So I got the idea. I'll sell these CDs at Tomfest, and I'll use the money, $10 a piece. There's 30 CDs in there. Boom, there's the money for the head. So I sold all of them. It was and I even had enough money left over. I remember because it was actually more than 30 in there. So I had enough money for me and my friend who was helping me sell them to buy a hotel room for the night. It was the night before the guys actually got there in town. So we bought our hotel room, and the next day I finished selling them. And then I gave the guy $300, and then I had my Marshall head. Yay, Cliffy got a Marshall head! Woo! Well, I'm not even thinking about it anymore. And a couple days later, Tom from MXPX comes up to me and just starts yelling at me about how wrong that was that I did that, and they felt so used, and I had stolen from them and all that, and it didn't even, that whole thing never even occurred to me at all, and I felt super bad, and I went and got my money back from the guy, gave him his head back, I explained it, he understood, I went and gave every dime of it to MXPX, and I was like, look, I'm sorry, this is what you would have made if you sold these here, this is every dime, I'm really, really, really sorry. And they appreciated that I did that, but they were still mad at me for a while. They got over it. Well, it's fine. But
right. Can we? Okay, so.
And the whole band yelled at me for days.
This has been a wonderful confessional, but
right.
in the same breath, I think we should probably maybe turn things back to a not so. Let's talk about every really crappy thing we've ever done in the past.
Gosh,
so
I don't think we did any more crappy things. I would think I was the only one doing that shady stuff.
I'm just saying, in general, it was fun to reminisce about our crazy days, but
young hedonistic.
We're going on 11:30 East Coast. We may want to try to wrap it up without further incriminating ourselves into things that.
I guess next time you guys are on, if you want me to come on and you want to talk about stuff, I can do that.
It would be awesome to have you on as a proper guest. That would be super cool. We're gonna not have the show. How long are we gonna be without not having the show?
About a month.
So we're not gonna have the show for a month while the other two guys are on tour. We're just gonna relax and stuff. But we'll get in touch with you. Obviously, you're my friend on Facebook. I'll let you know. It would be. The show starts at 9 o'clock Eastern. Are you home by 6 o'clock on Thursdays?
Most of the time I work, so usually, I work usually from 9 to 5 or 9 to 6, so you just let me know and I'll
we'll make work it out. That would be really cool. We've covered a bunch of it, but we'll cover it again, and we'll let you really go crazy and talk about anything you want to in your church and everything else, and that would be really awesome.
Cool.
I think so. I still got to get approval from the other guys, if we want you as an official guest.
It's cool.
I think it would be cool.
I say we do a big old flying tart episode, and we get
Julie's on here.
And Sixpence None the Richer.
Yeah.
Oh, you'll enjoy this. I work with. I do all the mastering now, or pretty much all the mastering now for Retroactive Records, and I'll be mastering all 3 Sixpence None the Richer albums.
Oh, really?
Who has Retroactive? I know of them. I've seen the stuff, but who runs that?
His name is. Should I tell you? No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, that's it's Matthew Hunt. Matt Hunt. I don't know why I blanked out all of a sudden. I thought that's very weird because he's my good friend, and I hung out with Robert Sweet with him and a lot of cool stuff. So,
did he actually talk to Platinum and get clearances, or is he just doing this stuff?
No. He does. He gets everything legitimately. He actually goes and pays for the rights on it. But these are coming out on vinyl. I don't actually know if he's gonna get the. Usually he'll get rights, but that don't include digital. So he'll get. It's weird when he takes those chances to do re-releases on CD or vinyl when people that would. It's a hard sell, but he does it.
Time out. Are you telling me that they're gonna release this beautiful mess on vinyl?
Correct.
Oh my gosh.
And I will be mastering it. That's correct. So you'll know I do a good
job. Don't screw it up.
I don't screw up anything like that. I'm a great mastering engineer.
Well, I don't know what your track record would be like with that type of music, because it's
dude, I've done plenty of soft music like that, and I master for vinyl all the time.
Okay.
Hey, I will tell you something really quick since we're talking about it. Do you remember what was it, 90-pound wuss or whatever? Did we already have this discussion? But I actually hung out with Kevin 131 in Las Vegas a couple of times. Right. And we talked about 90-pound wuss and their first record when they put it on to listen to it in the studio that he was in. The guitar sounded funny, and he went over and pressed the mono key, and all the guitars disappeared. Like the guitars, they were all recorded out of phase. Yeah.
So, and that's something that it's recorded that way. You can't fix it. So it is just the way it is.
Mastering doesn't help, right?
Nope. So, hey, let me put this in mono, and it'll all be gone. So yeah, you can. Yeah, no, it would need a new mix, but it's just people not understanding. Those guys probably didn't even know how to get proper. I mean, just like anything's a learning experience. They wouldn't have known really even guitar tone. Hey, let me just turn it on and plug it in, or whatever. But we didn't. Sweet 16 was recorded with a single.
You should know that. Whoever you're recording with or whatever should know that.
Well, yes, that is correct. Bob Moon would not have been. It wasn't recorded with Bob Moon, was it? A lot of that early Tooth and Nail stuff was. It was?
Yeah.
Oh, that's wacky that he would have done that. Oh well.
Oh well.
Yeah, but when you're early on, you make a lot of mistakes. Like Sweet 16, with that was recorded with a Lion by Washburn fake Fender single coil pickup played through a big muff pedal. Totally stupid in every way. That's what my guitar was, and Mike's bass was an old guitar that someone had converted to being a bass. So it was this tiny little bass. And then we had the real drums, Mike Pierce's drums, that we used on all the albums we did with him, which was most of everything we did. But yeah,
Cool. Well, I'll let you guys go. Just let me know the next time you want to do. I'll be glad to show up.
That'd be awesome. Super cool seeing you again, man.
Cool. See you, dude.
Thanks, Alex.
We're gonna take this thing offline.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, we're way beyond what we.
I know. I had diarrhea of the mouth again. I'm sorry about that.
I was late, way late, and I still feel like I've been on too long. But I gotta go to bed, and I got one more day of work to do, and then I leave for tour the next day. So I have no breaks, no time. Cliff,
well,
your record. I'm sorry, man. I don't know when I can do it.
That guitar solo for you and me is really important.
Yeah, I just don't. I mean, I'll try and do it from home with this guy, but I don't have the mics like I had before. But I mean, we can talk about that off the air. I'm just like I don't know. I mean, maybe
at this point, just do what you can, and Mike will try to make it work. Or at least we'll have something to try to imitate.
Maybe Mike could bring something down to your house. We can figure this out later. But like, I mean, maybe.
Mike's not going to get here with his wife and kids. He's going to get here.
What I'm saying is, I'm going to be at your house probably Saturday night to Sunday. So right. Maybe like.
Well, Mike's not even spending the night. He's getting a hotel.
I know. I'm saying maybe Mike could bring in a mic down or something. I don't know.
On that note, we can talk about this. We're going to talk about this in the.
We'll figure it out. Yeah. I could maybe try and record it maybe at your house.
Or we could just keep talking about it now.
All right, no, I gotta go. No, I really gotta go. So
I gotta